he already making a move to rush both Money and OG projects? Will they buy enough time to absorb the rush, and so that Raid will be quick enough to rotate back and support those E5s, because they don't have a lot of time left. But Eaglejet is going to rush down the middle here. Oh no, is it another mistake? It's another mistake! JP finishes Eaglejet off, and the first game goes to Raid! He gets short. He got short by both Eaglejet. He is in loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of trouble. If they know Raid's going to push A, they can simply push out Messi, and Drizzle might be in some sort of trouble here. But SYS are running away, and Raid's going for A instead. And now SYS are going to make a push, and there's a big push coming in. I'm not sure if Raid's going to survive this one. Raid Messi all tracked on the way. He's the first takedown. Monitor here. He's going to the backside of the SYS. Look at the backside showing them. Oh my goodness, SYS are in trouble. Their push is getting denied heavily. Monitor is going to finish Alexa. He finishes Alexa. Mediums are definitely trapped. Going to land a good shell into Arcade, and a fire scored. And SYS almost did it, but they couldn't quite cut the cheese. And that's a wrong phrase, because cut the cheese means farting. They didn't fart, of course. They couldn't cut the mustard. Enough. Look at that, he took a hit. 384. 2 hits. 3 hits. They got A. Feast got A. Juicy, he's isolating himself by 4 tanks. Juicy is the focus actually. But that reactive armor and boom bouncing is going to buy them some time. For both Eyeline and Topcat to Cobalt. Oh, Bifrost going very aggressive here. Oh, he got shot by 440, but he tagged up both Eyeline and Rubber Chicken here. They can't get C at this point though. Only 982, 942. They killed 1 tank. Nari is in loads of trouble. And I think the reason why Ray lost is because I mispronounced all the names and they're very angry and they intentionally lost this game just because of that. So let's get serious and pronounce their names correctly. It's probably not the case of me mispronouncing their names while they are losing. But Messi taking 600, 631 he's getting pushed by both CU and also AAA. I think that is the signal for Ray to actually get aggressive into B. But Cobalt misses and crashes onto the rock, but made an important bounce from Hori, and he made a good shell into Cephalin. Cephalin, who is going to die first? Oh, great chromatic! Bounces onto Maddox, but Cephalin couldn't finish off Maddox. But this time, Feast is going to make the push. We're going to see a push over to Lovefu. Lovefu by the first tank down for IX. Maddox is going to be the sole focus for Cats, and Maddox needs to drop down in this case. He cannot stay there for too long. Feast have the cap lead here this time. 890 for them, but Bifrost might be the next tank down. It's getting really messy here. But CX is trying to put a shell. I think he misses. But Bifrost is also down. CXC is also down 175, 180. Cats on the cusp of a victory here. 990. They need to kill a tank. 995. And it's a win for Cats. They won the second round. However, IX are pretty spread out. If the mediums relay that information, that means Feast are rushing on the C side, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. 4 vs 3. Maddox is going to get rushed by both Lapide and Lovefu, and this is going to be really close. This is still very close to call. Cobalt needs to run away, but he's low. But a good track shot into Excromatic, but he got shot by Excromatic though. Oh, is he going to land Egg Shell? No! That Egg Shell bounces, but Tempted Fate bounces as well. He's going in. Is he able to do a Circle of Death? Good Egg Shell, but is he going to be close enough? No! Tempted Fate is down. But Retty already making a move to rush both Money Dude and OG projects. Will they buy enough time to absorb the rush, and so that Raid will be quick enough to rotate back and support those E5s, because they don't have a lot of time left. But Eagle Jack is going to rush down the middle here. Oh no, is it another mistake? It's another mistake! JP finishes Eagle Jet off, and the first game goes to Raid! He gets shot. He got shot by both Eagle Jet. He is in loads of trouble. If they know Raid's going to push A, they can simply push out Messi, and Drizzle might be in some sort of trouble here. But SYS are running away, and Raid's going for A instead. And now SYS are going to make a push, and there's a big push coming in. I'm not sure if Raid's going to survive this one. Raid Messi all tracked on the way. He's the first tank down. Money Dude here. He's going to the back side of the SYS. Look at the backside showing them. Oh my goodness, SYS are in trouble. Their push is getting denied heavily. Money Dude is going to finish Alexa. He finishes Alexa. Mediums are definitely trapped. Going to land a good shell into Arcade, and a fire scored. And SYS almost did it, but they couldn't quite cut the cheese. And that's a wrong phrase, because cut the cheese means fart, so they didn't fart, of course. They couldn't cut the mustard. Enough. Look at that, he took a hit, 384, 2 hits, 3 hits! They got A, Feast got A, Juicy, he's isolating himself by 4 tanks. Juicy is the focus actually, but that reactive armor and Boom bouncing is going to buy them some time for both Eyeline and Topcat to Cobalt. Oh, Bifrost going very aggressive here. Oh, he got shot by 440, but he tagged up both Eyeline and Rubber Chicken here. They can't get C at this point though. Only 982, 942. They killed one tank. Nari is in loads of trouble. And I think the reason why Ray lost is because I mispronounced all the names and they're very angry and they intentionally lost this game just because of that. So let's get serious and pronounce their names correctly. It's probably not the case of me mispronouncing their names while they are losing. But Messi taking 600, 631. He's getting pushed by both CU and also AAA. I think that is the signal for Ray to actually get aggressive into B. But Cobb. Right, good evening everyone on the Asia server. This should be a coin stream, however I made a big mistake early on because the supposed coin stream, the link there, I forgot to apply a stream delay, hence I have to end that stream immediately, just to comply with Wargaming's rules on imposing a 5-minute delay. This should be the stream for tonight, and I have informed Wargaming to kind of switch the stream link to this instead, and hopefully they will respawn. And if not, then I probably need to bring more people up. Tonight I will be following RN, and this is going to be interesting. Have a brief summary of the previous skill tournaments. All games are played in the best of 3 series, so whichever team wins the first 2 matches will win the fixture. And the tournament is run in groups of single elimination knockout stage with 3rd place match per group. So if RN got knocked out in the quarterfinals or earlier, they are done for tonight. The tournament is seeded via the average win rate of members in the team, and that information can be found online, and this has come under a lot of controversy recently with the EU server, which I'm going to talk about that during the EU stream. At the end of the tournament, a certain number of cups are given to the clan that the team is registered for. The number of cups will determine the leaderboard position, which the top 8 of that will advance to the next stage, which is the Blitz Cup preliminaries. One Proof Skill tournament is spread out across 2 consecutive days. The first day, there are at most 16 teams in one group. The top 4 of each group will advance to the games held on the second day, and this is the day where we are streaming now, the second day, which at most there are 32 teams in one group. Tonight we have 12. All games are played in Supremacy mode, this is obvious already. And this is the number of cups for you here. This is the right one instead. The previous one I'm going to show at the end of the stream what my system would look like if I applied that to the results for the previous skill tournaments. Tonight we're going to hand out at most 2011 cups. We're starting with 419 cups and we go all the way up to 2011. The group stage, you might we have handed out the cups already for this series. You might find that there are more cups in the group stage than the final stage. This is to prevent teams from not participating in some of the match days. The timeline is for you. We are on the 4th match day of the previous skill tournaments. There are 4 more to go. It's going to be every Tuesday, Wednesday, or every Saturday and Sunday. The top 8 will advance to the Blitz Cup preliminaries, and there are 4 dates for that. That's on the 5th, 7th, 9th, and 11th of October. Top 4 advance to the Blitz Cup, and for the Asia server, it's going to be held from the 28th to the 29th of November. This is the schedule for you. We are starting with the round of 16 in around 12 minutes, and this is going to be starting with the round of 16, and we go all the way up to the finals, 36 past 8 in Hong Kong time, the time in Singapore, Hong Kong, Taiwan, etc. This is the bracket for you. We're following RN and all the way to the and their bracket all the way to the finals. It's going to be HLV and so on. This is the roster for you. Cancer is the captain of the team, and then we have Gemini, Sagittarius, Aries. I think it's Aries if I got it correctly. Aquarius, Toyota time, Libra, Chimpanzee, Virgo, and Pisces. Aries, if I just can double check the pronunciation, that should be Aries. If I can check, no, it's Aries. Sorry, it's Aries. Sorry, got the wrong pronunciation. This is the past run on Sunday. Ireland looked really dominant, and they managed to kind of go all the way to Cats in the finals, 2-0 all the way for that match day. Previous day, they had a more rocky experience, 1-2 to GV, but 2-1 against King. So I mean, it's a bit rocky. But tonight, actually, yesterday lost against KDS 0-2, and tonight this is the first opponent they're facing. It's just going to be interesting where they're going to pick up the performance and whether they are going to do a lot better tonight. Right, coverage for you. Footage splits will be following GV and the bracket, so on. I'll be following RN. This is the number of cups for you. RN currently at the top with 24,634 cups, GV 23,454 cups, ID 23,210 cups, and so on. Yeah. KDS, interestingly, they are with 17,706 cups, and if they perform really well tonight, that could shoot them up to the top 8. And KDS didn't play the first previous year tournaments, and they did really well so far. This is how you can get coins. Go to asia.wopis.com, log into your account, click tab tournaments at the top of the screen, scroll down, click current tab under all tournaments heading, and click on the video button, and you'll get coins. Currently, because I messed up horribly, not sure if it's working, I am going to keep in touch with Wargaming, and we'll see if it's going to be working. And let's see. We do have a lot of viewers, so that wasn't fixed for now. Hopefully that's going to be fixed very soon. is getting pushed by.
Still not working. Well, this is going so bad. Originally, what happened is that my computer was very laggy. It was so slow that I had to restart my computer, and that was like 15 minutes before, and I had to like rush everything to make it happen, and I forgot to apply the stream delay, which is very bad, which is very careless of me. I hope WoTB is going to respawn sooner or later. I think the room is up. Okay, can I apply stream delay in this stream? Right. Here is the lineup for you. We are on New Bay. We're going to brief on New Bay first. This is the New Bay map for you. Gosh. New Bay, you might want to get B and C. That's very important. The cap control, and even the map control is there in the southwestern corner there. You might go to A. A lot of clans have been going A lately, which you can get a lot of kind of overview and kind of get crossfire into, and you can get some lines of fire on the A side as well. So New Bay is quite a simple map, I would say, but north side I think it's less advantageous than the south side, just because you can't go like B and then get out safely. Because see, you have these kind of terrain to kind of work with that. However, B, you might get spotted by these tanks here, and if you want to run away, you need to be careful, and it's very likely if you spot the tanks over here already, you're trapped basically, and that means you're forced to stay here, and then kind of you need to get the tanks to rotate to the other side, and so on. Have they not? Gosh. So here's the lineup for you. RN with Cancer in T22, Aries in the E5 alongside Gemini, Chimpanzee in the IS4 alongside Libra and Sagittarius, Pisces in the T22. KDS, we have Kiss fighting the Mouse, Canada and the Chieftain, Melancholy in E5, PD in E100, the Love also in the E5. The Love of Despair is also in the E5. That's Kiss fights Gitzo and the Mouse. Pokemon in the D57 Heavy, and we have Chicken So Beautiful in the IS4. There we go. Let's get the transition up. Apologies guys, I messed up horribly. I hope WoTB is going to fix this as soon as possible for the coin stream, and we can begin first with RN versus KDS. And Triple Ice Falls, let's see how RN is going to do, but double T22s, which means KDS will have the hit point advantage in this one. And you can see RN almost with all those astrology things, except the chimpanzee is not part of the astrology. KDS is going mostly to A, and some of them is going for C as well. Wow, RN, Cancer going for B alone, and capping it. I hope KD is not going also see it, otherwise he will be in trouble. But we already see spots going on with Chicken So Beautiful, Melancholy, and Pokemon, the Love of Despair. Pokemon taking the first hit, puts a first shell into nothingness. Pisces trying to run away now. Sagittarius and Gemini holding off at this on this bridge here. While now Cancer is capping B, actually. KDS will have the cap lead instead. Melancholy taking a hit, but Aries taking a 2 hit for our N. KDS potentially rushing the middle, while the double T22 is maybe engaging that Canada Gentleman here. Let's head over to this point of view here. Canada Gentleman might be in some sort of trouble, but RN dropping some hit points on the bridge as well. The Pisces in some sort of trouble. They need to get a focus fire right. Chimpanzee might want to go in and get Canada Gentleman. The hit point wise, KDS has a lot of advantage so far. But Gemini is the first tank down for our N. Canada Gentleman might be down to Chimpanzee, but Cancer is going to ignore the mouse potentially, and RN is gradually losing that side 4 versus 3 potentially. And Cancer is going for Pokemon, but he bounces. Chimpanzee is trying to go for Poe, but the PD and the now a bit confused into which tank they need to focus. Melancholy, Alice is down. PD is the tank they want to focus now. And Pokemon, the drum reload has been reloaded. And now Pisces has killed PD. Pisces against 4 tanks here, potentially. Our N is going to get Chicken So Beautiful, and he's finally dead. Our N gradually coming out on top. Where's the last tank? This is the Love of Despair. He's going to run around with a very long distance here. Our N. What are they going to do here? The mouse is there to block them and to block shots here. Pisces. Very, very careful here. Pokemon maybe going for it. Oh, and a really good shell into Pokemon. And I think they might be having this one. Although they are playing most of the time with hit point disadvantage, and that engagement on the bridge, I didn't catch it on the stream, but KDS with much better skill there at the time of saying. But KDS, I think it was the isolated tanks and this kind of the spread out lineup which cost them the game potentially. Pisces trying to hang on, might want to actually go for C, and that is a good idea. Libra is coming in, potentially going for the Love of Despair. The Love of Despair is Last Man Standing for KDS, and this is the first game. RN got the first game, really good start there. KDS almost outclassed them in terms of skills, and we saw Ares and Libra doing over 4k of damage. Cancer in the T22 did put out a lot of damage, but Pisces very important as well. KDS, most of the moments there in they're in the advantage. So I have to actually tell the stream. This is right, so here's the lineup for you again. Cancer in the T22, Aries in the E5 alongside Gemini, Chimpanzee in the IS4 alongside Libra and Sagittarius. On the KDS side, we have double E100 played by PD and Boki. Kiss Fight in the Mouse and Canada in the Vegas Light this time, Manically in the E5, alongside Boki, which have changed into E5 Love in the T57 Heavy, and Chicken So Beautiful, isn't it? And the IS4. Okay. I'll tell you guys when they have changed the stream link finally. Right. We're going to head up pretty soon. And here we go. Let's go up. Gemini with the speed boost, he's going to barrel in into A potentially. RN with Libra and Pisces going for C instead, and RN mostly to A. But as well, KDS going mostly to A, I would say. And C is getting captured right now. But KDS is actually playing very defensive. They're going for speed cap with like E100 and the mouse. Oh, is it fixed for the website? If it's fixed for the website, that would be really nice. And I apologize that happened in the first place. Now cap lead to our end, but the Libra has to be really careful here not to be too aggressive, because PED Libra might be isolated in this situation and he might be in some sort of trouble. Mouth spiraling through our end. KDS is doing really well at the moment, but Ares, oh my goodness me, we have an AFK tank. Mayday, mayday. Our end has an AFK tank. What's going on with Ares? Ares, he needs to come back alive. Our end, I don't think they're going to survive if Ares is still going to be AFK here. Oh my god. What? Oh. What's this? What's going on? Gemini jumping down. KDS just going to stream roll this. I mean, potentially. Oh no. Oh no. What's going on? Sagittarius trying to kill Kiss the Fight. Our end trying their best to put it off. But 657, are they able to do it? I'm not sure. But now Libra is dead, Sagittarius is dead, Chimpanzee and Gemini very low in health. Aries still at the back, AFK. Oh gosh. This is not good. Chimpanzee's down. Gemini, I think, is going to be down. Pisces coming through. RN. It's not their fault totally. But Aries, AFK, is not helping anything at all. KDS, they are lucky to be winning this one is here. What's going on? The Love of Despair, down to potentially 2 shots. Put a good HE shell to that, and a track from Canada to Pisces, and Pisces bounced. Man, Aries finally back online. Oh man, RN. That, I hope that won't tilt them. Aries is now going to be facing 1-4 Pisces. And Aries is down, Pisces still can't get rewards on the website, that's bad. Pisces trying to do 1-1 against Canada, everything's going so wrong. Aries AFK, I forgot to put a stream delay. And now the website's still not fixed yet. I'm sorry guys, this is my fault, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. Yeah, I think there is some problems with paying. Goodness me, this is not going good. Let's hope Aries is back, because this is not fun to watch. So right. Right, we are now to Normandy. Now, RN, hopefully, the AFK issue is going to be fixed. Cancer in the Vegas Lights, Aries in the E5 alongside Chimpanzee Gemini, Libra in the IS4 alongside Sagittarius, Pisces in the T22. KDS, they are lucky that Aries is AFK at the time, but Kiss fight is in the Mouse, Canada and T22, Manically in the E5 alongside Bokeh and Chicken So Beautiful. PD in the IS4 and the Love is back in the T22. Aquarius is spectating, however. There we go. Thank you for subscribing, True Young. That's really kind of you. Let's get up. RM versus KDS. Let's hope they don't have an AFK tank this time. This is really bad to see. KDS is also complaining about lags and so on. And this doesn't look good as well. I hope WoTB is not going to postpone this, because that's going to be bad news. RN. The WE5 going to D, and Cancer's trying to spot, but he wants to be really careful here. KDS going for C as well, but going for A as well. So in the end, KDS will have cap lead if RN's not going to do anything at all about A. But they're going for D. Are they going to make an aggressive push onto C? But they have a mouse. A mouse is there on C, so that will buy KDS time if they want to if they want to rotate on the other side. That mouse is there if RN's going to be aggressive and say. But RN getting pretty spread out. And Libera might be in trouble here, getting pushed by the KDS forces. Libera is going to get focused by the double T22s here. And I think RN's Pisces. He's kind of running around circles a bit, but Kansas kind of coming in to support. Now, I think Aaron's going to make a counter push, potentially. Now, 4 vs 3, and I think Sagittarius needs to be careful here. Chicken So Beautiful and Bokeyman is coming around, and Libera is going to get Melancholy here. Sagittarius in some sort of trouble, Gemini in some sort of trouble. Where are the T22 Pisces here? Finally, Melancholy is going to get punished. This is really messy at the moment. Kansas in ready and hit point advantage to RN at the moment. Their counter push hasn't been really successful at the moment. Now KDS is coming in to kind of bury into Aries, and Melancholy is going to be focused by both Gemini and also Cancer. KDS is now coming from the backside of Aries and also Libera. They're just rushing in with no hesitation at all. Aries and also Libera. Pisces going for Canada Gentleman. These T22s are in trouble here. Chimpanzee ignoring a mouse totally, which is a good idea here. But hit point wise, it's in a big advantage to KDS, and I think Chimpanzee is going to go in. And he is going to kill... No, he's not going to kill. Cancer is dead. The Love of Despair is getting focused by Chimpanzee. And the Chimpanzee is going to be dead soon. KDS coming out on top. And Libera getting very isolated at the start. And I don't know what the T22s and Vicky's Light at the back doing, to be honest with you. And Chicken So Beautiful finally dead. Chimpanzee last man standing. Really nothing can be done for RN. They don't have count lead. They don't have hit point pool advantage. And Chimpanzee is going to go down really soon, I suppose. And Bokeyman's going to kill Chimpanzee off. RN out. KDS are through to the next round. And I think Wargaming has to do 2 things here. First, fix the portal stream, and secondly, are they going to cancel tonight's tournaments? Because RN have an AFK tank for the second game of New Bay. So let's see. We have any updates on this for you guys. If I can check personally, it's still not changed yet. Gosh. Right, so Calm are through to the next round. They'll be okay. Let's change. Calm are through to the next round. They'll be facing Low. KDS 2-1 against RN. Arguably, one of the games is just because RN has some technical difficulties, and that's really not their fault, to be honest. And they are out of the first round, unfortunately. TCS won 2-0 against DTG, and they are through to the next round, and they will face ID. We have GV 2-0 against Act1, and they are through to the next round as well. So I'm going to follow HLV and KDS all the way to the finals, so the stream will not end here. So bear with me on this one. And yes, I'm going to again brief you guys what's going to happen tonight. I'll be following RM, but they're already out of this round, so now it's going to be GV, no, not GV, it's going to be HLV against KDS and all the way to the finals. KDS, however, they're under a lot of controversy, whether they have account sharing problem with some players actually are from the ICT team, which are banned for this autumn season as well. And I really wish Wargaming should start the investigation immediately. And if they don't, then that means it's not a fair setting for this tournament scene. All games are played in best of 3. That is, whichever team wins the first 2 matches will win the fixture. The tournaments run in groups of single elimination knockout stage, and with a 3rd place match per group. So RN are out for the first round. They are done for tonight. The tournament seeded via the average win rate of members in the team, and at the end of the tournament, a certain number of cups are given to the clan and teams register for, and the number of cups will determine the leaderboard position. The top 8 of the leaderboard will advance to the next stage of Blitz Cup preliminaries. Right, we are now streaming the 2nd day of the previous Q tournaments. The first day has finished yesterday, and there are 16 teams in one group, and the top 4 of that, if each group will advance to the games held on the 2nd day. Second day, we have at most 32 teams in one group, and all games are played in supremacy mode. This is the number of cups for you. This is the right system. Final stage, you can earn at most 2011 cups. We have handed out 490 cups already, and Aaron will be taking home that amount here. Or is it? Aaron's pick is AFK. Wow. If that's the case, this is not a fair setting, so I think wargaming needs to stop now. We are on the 4th match day, and Blitz Cup preliminaries 5th, 7th, 9th, and 11th of October. Top 4 advance to the Blitz Cup Asia tournaments 28th to 29th of 11th of October for the Blitz Cup. Schedule round. Maybe they're circling. Maybe they have ping issues, so they're like running around in circles. Round of 16, it will be. It has finished. We are now going for the quarterfinals, which is going to begin in 11 minutes, and the time given here is in Hong Kong time, or the Greenwich Mean Time +8. This is the bracket for you. Come through to the next round. RN losing 1-2 to KDS, and arguably it's because of the paying issues for them, and TCS won 2-0 against DTG, and they're going to face ID, and ACT GV will be playing against Cats in the quarterfinals. Yeah, so I need to change this as well. KDS are through, we also have Calm through, TCS1 through, RN out, and GV through. So the table is going to change like that. This is not important now. Next we have the previous run. They were so dominant back on Wednesday, but tonight, I think it's because of the ping issues, they weren't able to replicate that kind of form, and that tilted them horribly. And the coverage for you, I'm not following RN anymore because they are out, so this is going to be either KADS or HLV all the way in. This is the kind of the table for you guys. RN still first place with 24,634 cups. KDS climbing up the table, 17,964 cups. GV second place, 23,712 cups. ID, 23,210 cups in the 3rd place. HLV, 22,362 cups. This is how you could get coins, and I'll put this screen for you guys for a moment, but at the moment it's still not fixed yet, as I've saying. Still going to going to tell them. Still not fixed yet. I'm going to paint some of the wargaming stuff. Alright, so this is it. Let me actually play one game. for you guys, and since I don't think I have time to kind of analyze one of the matches, so let's let it be that. And let's see how terrible this ping is on the Asia server. Well, I'm expecting a lot of man. Have I not updated the live update yet? This is the wrong live updates. This is the right live update. There we go. My end is fine. It looks to be fine for now. I mean, the 200 is even better. Oh, and now jumping to 300, I'm going to see if it's going to be very laggy.
That one didn't go through.
Right, the E5 is trying to get aggressive. I can't really do that. Nope. Nah, I even have lower than 200 ping. I don't know why. It doesn't happen. It never happens in Asia server at all. So am I wondering that the server has kind of changed locations after the realistic battles, because I'm getting some really good ping here. Now back to 300. Hello, internal Zinzan. Hello, are you streaming right now? I should provide you links. Yeah, I'm pretty distracted after that. After that howl I made early on. Oh, how did I miss that? Oh, we got an AFK tank at the back. Oh, this is bad. I'm gonna die. Oh, how did I manage to survive? Ooh, Fick's like bounced me. Oh my god, how am I getting a lot of bounces here? Oh, he bounced me again. Oh yeah. No, KDS with breeze, that motion is offline. Feast, no feast tonight because they got knocked up by KDS. No, he's not AFK, but why is he there? Oh gosh. Why is he rooted at the back? I thought he was AFK, and we can have evidence online saying that the Asia server is not working very well. But it's not really the case. I got some really good ping, but I mean I didn't do well. That's because I'm pretty distracted by what the mistake I had early on. Now it's going to be HLV versus KDS. Few here. Winter Madanovka is the map. So, but then the kind of streaming issues with Threat Sketch. No, the Streamlabs. It's just because of the Scratch Sketch end where like the kind of the top part, it's been separated into two into like an extra line there, so you'll see some white trimming there, which is not ideal at all. The way is, I can't even find Winter Minovka. And there we go. Yep. That's good, internal Zinzan. Well, got 42 viewers. That's good for a stream that a failed stream. This is a failed stream, of course. We're going to see whether they're going to take A or C. It's like the A cap or C cap at the start. B cap is very hard to get. If you get it at the start, that's good, but running away from it is going to be hard. If you want to get B at the late stages, make sure you have good support from your team. Otherwise, you'll get trapped here, or you'll get punished by crossing and capping. And the most difficult part is getting out of base. So you must at least support him from A or maybe C. C is harder to do so. You also need to be really aggressive to actually get spots onto the crossfire. Or what you could do is that you can make a rotation first. Secondly, make a push into B in the end. So that is what a lot of clans have started doing, which is a really good idea, just to distract the enemies, kind of cause panic into the enemies, whether they want to deal with the rotation or they want to go to B, or they want to go B and reset. So this is going to be a really good idea for whoever team is going to make that move here. Let's get the map off. Let's announce the lineups here. XLV going with Iron Blitz Tank, is it? Iron Blitz Slave in the E5 alongside Ryota, and also left behind. 77 Low in the 215B, and Joy solo queue in the Vickers Light alongside from Abyss. Bua Sorte in the YS4. KDS now going with Kiss Fights in the IS4 alongside PD. Canada in the T22 potentially alongside the Love of Despair. Melancholy in the E5 alongside Chicken So Beautiful. And Bokey Man in the E100. And let's reset this scoreline for you guys. And let's actually remove some of these kind of things here. Where are you? There we go. When I actually, when we wait for around, I start the transition, I'll make the change to the battle screen as well. Because, iron out, next HLV will be on the left side, KDS will be on the right side. Okay? So there are only 15 seconds remaining on the clock. There we go. So now I change to, I can just simply kind of remove it from the view. That will be good. Now, what are we going to see here? KDS, this kind of lineup looks to be a B and C strat. And HLV, double Vickers Light, that will put them 1,000 hit point disadvantage to KDS. But are they able to make it work? Because the Vickers Light there, the spotting row for the Vickers Light is really good with this tank, and also the DPM is not bad as well. I can't exactly remember whether this the DPM of the Vickers Light are good enough for the as a light tank, but very quick as well, good view range. KDS, yeah, going for B and C, while HLV going for mostly to A. And the front map base is going to cap A very quickly. Yeah, he's going for A. And enough of despair punishing Boa Sorte at the start. Canada Gentleman already going for B, and no one's there to reset B. Potentially Boa Sorte, but that means KDS can get C without any trouble at all. And KDS got B at the start. And this is not a good start for HLVS at the moment, because now KDS can get 2 caps without any trouble. But HLV might have some crossfire into the Love of Despair potentially. And Joy Solo can't penetrate into the T22. But HLV already making a move, and that could be a good move, because that means HLV might have the advantage in terms of the tanks. But the Vickers Light and 215B are not going to shut down the double E5s at the start. They are rotating away. But 7710 is very aggressive here. He needs to be careful. If KDS realizes this, they can just push on, and 7710 will be in a lot of trouble here. And the Love of Despair is currently rushing 7710, and this is not looking good for 7710 at the moment. 7710 dropping the reactive armor, but he could not put another shell into 7710. He's just going round and trying to get a shot into the Love of Despair. Good track shot there. Enjoy solo. Going round support 7710. On the other hand, we have Ryota down on the other side, and this is looking very, very tricky here. Canada Gentleman also down. Double Vic is like doing everything they could, and they're ignoring IS-4 at the moment, trying to rescue these tanks here. Melancholy is the focus that HLV is going for, but Wasorta is going down very soon. Someone's going for that mouse. And from the Abyss, it's going to kill Melancholy Alice here. This is a really good idea. But Bokeyman is going to focus Chicken So Beautiful instead. 7710 one shots. Hit points still in favor of KDS. And these Vic is like, they need to make sure they do drop hit points. And they need to get bases because they don't have cap advantage as well. This is going to be really tricky for HLV to actually make this round. Chicken So Beautiful down to 1,209 hit points. And it's not really the fault of the Vikings, like they've done really well. The heavy tanks might be in the blame here, but HLV trying their best to kind of focus down tanks. They don't have time. KDS will have the first match, first game. They got 1,000 cap points here. The Velvet is like doing a lot of damage, almost 6k of damage, but the E5s and the IS-4s did less than 1,000 damage. And on the other hand, E100 Mouse did a lot of damage, over 3k, and that's not what you want to see. If you want to do really well, I mean, if you want to punish the KDS teams, you want the Mouse and the Bokeyman to be running around in circles instead of them doing a lot of damage. So hopefully HLV will shore up their kind of defense, and hopefully they won't drop unnecessary hit points with those heavy tanks, because the Vikings Light will put them in an inherent hit point disadvantage, and I hope this is going to be what HLV is going for. KDS still going very heavy at the moment. But now they go for Canada in the Vikings Light and the Luff in the T22. And could they make anything out of that? We'll see. Because the T22 and the Vikings Light did a really good job. The KDS looking really strong as well. KDS look really dominant. And let's see. Let's see if the website's fixed or not. No, still not fixed yet. So you're still not getting coins for tonight. I'm sorry. Sorry guys, you won't be getting coins tonight. Yeah, except like the 6 dislikes. That's because I messed up with coin stream. I totally deserved the dislike, sorry. Will they play like Iron Play? I don't think so. 7-7, oh my god. Apologies, that's my fault. I messed up horribly. Oh gosh. Let's go up. HLV against KDS. KDS now going to A at the moment, and HLV also going A. This is going to be interesting here. Love of Despair. Oh, it's going to meet up Enjoy Solo. Who is going to... Okay, both of them traded. None of them can get A at the start, but the Love of Despair potentially gets really aggressive here, and he's going to die very soon if he doesn't get support here. Love of Despair down to 1 shot, and now potentially HLV would have the hit point and the no, don't have the hit point pool lead, but they have the tank advantage here. You can't blame Wargaming here because it's Sunday. They're not working at the moment, so expect really long delays here. But Sorte now very isolated here. Oh, taking 1,352, and he might be the first tank down for the HLV. Really good idea for KDS to wrap around and kill off Sorte. And now, because Sorte is dead, they're getting punished on the crossing. And Ryota and Iron Blitz Slave taking loads of damage while doing that. Pokemon taking 999, but HLV with more than 2k of people disadvantage. Left behind is just getting really aggressive. And now Pokemon is down. 770 very healthy here. He wants to go in. And Chicken So Beautiful down to 1 shot. From Abyss is in loads of trouble. Unfortunately, this is the focus where KDS is going for. And now HLV from Abyss is down. HLV, the 770 killed Chicken So Beautiful. 9 Blitz Slave. This is going to be a KDS game for you guys, really. Iron Blitz Slave is down to 1 shot potentially on the side, left behind. Bloodline taking 1,277, and Bloodline down to 1 shot potentially. 3 versus 4. HLV, do they stand a chance? 771, no, now dead. Iron Blitz Slave, 1 shot. But he bounces onto Melancholy. Vicky's Light, the Enjoy solo queue is the last man standing. And Bloodline is dead. Melancholy is 3 versus 1. Enjoy solo. Oh, a fire into Canada, gentlemen. But will that make a difference? It won't make a difference. KDS are through to the semi-finals. Well done to KDS. HLV just completely flaked after killing that tank in the start. The Love of Despair, they just simply dissolved, and this is not good in the end for HLV. They just gone too aggressively after killing that T-22. They just the KDS managed to kind of wrap around the forces, just come around in the middle and punish those KDS forces. In the end, KDS came out on top. Right, right. I haven't actually dealt with the Pobot, and now it's going to be done. Yeah, I'll try to set it up for you guys. Gambling bot, maybe. Maybe I'll set it up for and then not this one. Oh yes, hallelujah! Sirius got back. Yes. Oof. I'm totally sorry. Right, okay. Coin stream is back up. My gosh, I totally... there we go. Do we have results? KDS so quick ID 2-0 against TCS1. We can actually go back to this. KDS 2-0 against HLV. Low against Calm. Still playing now. Cats versus GV. Cat's still playing against GV at the moment, so I'm going to change my channel as well. Just bear with me a few moments here. Asia server, that is. Delete. I'll delete. I'll delete that. Where was it? Good. Right, just bear with me. It's going to be unlisted. I don't know what HLV is doing, they're really throwing that away. Enderman's very angry about HLV's performance, which it's understandable because I honestly think that KDS they didn't have to do so well. They didn't have to perform too amazingly in order to win against them. Yeah. Okay, so it's going to be low against KDS for you guys here. Yeah, if I can change that as well. Thank you, Nintendo Sinsan, for the updates. There we go. There we go. I don't know what that hack is that really, because that looks weird. HLVS, no, they hasn't been always like that. They were much better against these. Just I don't know what's going on. I don't think it's. I think something is wrong really. Now my viewers are back up. That's really good. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to analyze matches. Right, I'm sorry, I'm a bit down at the moment because I realized I messed up tonight so terribly. I wish Wargame is not going to stop me from getting coin streams because I messed up. Yeah, I really messed up. So you hear my voice a bit down today because I messed up. I messed up basically. Yeah. I don't know. I hope Wargame is not going to stop me from doing coin streams because this is just bad. Yeah, it's messed up. Right. Do we have more okay, so going to actually update this as well. HLV we got low in already. We got KDS in, and we got Cats isn't no, we still don't know about that. So it's 2-0, 0-2, 2-0. Okay. There we go. That should update things. That's good. And update that as well. There we go. That's good. Let's analyze. It's cats versus RN, by the way. Uh, 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 Allow me to have lower resolution for this analysis because I don't want to kill my stream. You know, if I put it to 1080p, it could kind of make the stream pretty laggy. So I'm going to tone down the resolution for you guys, just so you won't get some horrible lags.
For observers,
Yeah,
but
that's-
full spec, yeah, true. There we go. Let's head up. RN double T22 mediums going for A potentially, and cats A potentially as well. B they're going for as well, and Commie Kitten is going to cap at the start. Midix is going to follow closely behind. Toyota tanks not capturing A. He's going to spot the tanks up. There are 2 tanks. If RN knows this pattern, then they know they have tanks on B.
Oof, Toyota time, that position really important, because you can spot tanks up using this position. It's now a lot of clans going to this position to get the information up. Very important information. Where they going to for this side or not, okay? If you spot not a lot of tanks going this side, you can predict that they will go for A, and now you need to be careful about that. But Cats having the cap leader first, that means RN would need to make a rotation, and Cats, let's see how they're going to defend B, because I think it's actually easy to defend B, but then you have C to worry about, so let's see what Cat's going to do here.
They've already spotted up, I think. Oh, they should know where they are, I think, potentially. And that could mean, I don't know, RN, that information could be very important. Toyota time running away relatively safely.
Yeah,
RN, they can just press up really hard here, and that means Cats. Their line has been really defensive, and in terms of the RN's perspective, that's the vertical straight line. So that means RN can focus down.
oh yeah. Our Cats would need to be really careful here. Although, from the other point of view, like for example, this from the ruins here, that appears to be a horizontal straight line, but yeah, horizontal straight line. That appears like horizontal straight line, yeah. However, according to the chariot and cancer here, this looks like to be a vertical straight line. That's nothing much Cats could do here, because what RN have done here, they've done an L, yeah. They potentially are doing an L. So if you could look at this bottom left hand corner, what they're trying to do potentially, if they know they could perform an L, that means Cats will be in horrible situation here. Yeah, it looks like to be a horizontal straight line to the ruins, to the northwestern corner, but it appears to be a vertical straight line to the Cancer and Chariot forces here. If I could draw here, what does it mean? What does it mean? Why do I keep on saying L horizontal straight line and also the vertical straight line? Because if you do that, yeah, like just kind of draw here in here, yep. If you do that, you can just kind of assign the focus fire, yeah. So let's say it's if I can draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 6, 7. So these tanks would be looking to kind of shut down this tank. So RN, what they could do is kind of focus with these kind of chariot and also cancer here. They may even go for a push to kind of shut down these tanks here. And in the ruins, they can, if they have crossfire, get this tank as well. And that's really important for Cats, because that now this tank here is going to block the view for this side here, but not this side. So in the end, what's going to happen? I think what Cats could do, they have the terrain to work about, so they need to kind of reposition themselves a bit, maybe. to get a more oblique angle, so that the L from the R end might not have done a lot of damage to cats, and we'll see if it's going to be the case.
Tanks relatively easily. Chariot trying to put.
Okay, someone said when it's going to start. It's going to start in around 12 minutes, as I'm saying.
A blind fire into GC doesn't connect. Anyhow, cats are making a push into the ruins, which they're going to push.
This is a really good idea to break up the potential L formation for RN instead they kind of push in one group, and then now what's going to happen here if I can draw yeah, here they have 4 tanks. Yep. Let's again use this one. Potentially what RN are doing, an L, yeah, an L here. What's Cat's trying to do to break up their L formation potentially, but I mean the E5 has been pushing to form an L, so inherently they aren't doing an L, so they're kind of pushing here. While this has kind of rotated to kind of form a horizontal vertical straight line with the other tank here. So in the end, it looks like it's starting to look less of an L for I mean for RN. It's going to become more of a horizontal straight line for them in the end. Their their L formation potentially will be broken up. Yeah. Now it's going to be this instead. Yeah. It's going to be switched to this. Yeah. So that means now cats have kind of broken down the RN's potential L formation that could have done a lot of things to them. So that's really good for cats.
Oh no, the E5s might be in trouble here. If RN realizes this information, oh my goodness me, I sense trouble here. I sense some big trouble.
Now RN's trying to put an L formation, but now already cats going in. That means RN, they will be in trouble here.
Here, our N's forces, those E5s isolating themselves. This doesn't seem to be a good call. This is going to go really horribly wrong. Chimpanzee going down. Oh my god.
At the moment, it's 2 versus 4. RN cannot push. What they could do, push the other side. If you kind of make this kind of mistake, like you have 2 versus 4, just push on the other side. That usually could kind of like cover your mistake you have done here. So let's see if it's going to be a good thing.
Oh my god. But RN, they can push on the other side on the other hand. The double E5s are isolated horrendously. Gemini is still at the forefront.
But then they have the medium tanks that could have helped E5, so it's not that much of a problem. It's 4 versus 4, so cats their lineup so spread out now. I don't know why they spread out. They just could push and get the E5s, and the E5s there will be down very soon.
But cats are not able to wrap their forces around. I don't know why, but like I thought RM would be in loads and loads of trouble, but it's not really the case. On the other hand, cats got pushed in the middle. Oh, Toyota time missing that shot. That was not good. Cancer trying to cannot put a shell into Combi running around very quickly. The double E5s are now getting pincered. They even could get mid-X potentially.
Oh, that's not good. The reason why they could get mid-X because mid-X got isolated by the cat tanks here originally. They try to spread out, not dealing with the E5s. I think it's a really big mistake because it's 4 versus 2. You can kill them quickly. I mean, yeah, they can drop reactive armor, but usually if you get a focus fire right, that wouldn't be a lot of trouble. I mean, that wouldn't cause a big issue. But now I am able to push on the other side. The medium tanks instead went for the middle, which I think it's a good choice, just because you kind of tilt the numbers to the middle, and the E5s can hang on to some time. And I mean, they took advantage of cats being a bit spread out, trying to kill those E5s, and now it's 2 versus 3. They are able to hold it long enough. So really good idea for the RN tanks, the medium tanks, to kind of come in, support the middle rush.
Oh, and There we have Juicy Midix are down. Combi is down, and Pisces going in for the eyeline. Eyebretting missing their shell. I think it was just a panic attack. I don't know. But eyeline is down. It's going to be 3-36. Cat still with the hit point advantage, but not the tank advantage here. Look at Gemini holding here very, very long. So wow, the D5 from our end definitely held much longer than I expected. I thought they would be gone in seconds, but it's not the case. Now we have the hit point advantage. Now Aaron is yeah. Now it's 2-36. No question there. You're going to win that. Um, Batting. Right. So I think the room is up. Let's head on to the room. I think Internation's on this with me here. I don't know. I hope you can check out his channel. He's streaming at the moment, but I don't think it's on YouTube. We'll see. It's going to be low against KDS, potentially a Chinese derby. Yeah. But KDS, I heard that a lot of them are English, but allegedly some of them are from ICT, which is going to be the center of controversy here, and it's all down to Wargaming to investigate this issue. I can't comment further on that. I can't frame KDS for kind of violating that, but it's all on to Wargaming to try to prove whether they are guilty of that. But low, Chinese, most of them are Chinese, I think. We will see. Where is... Okay. Is it changing to here? There we go. Left side is low, and right side is KDS for my scoreline down the bottom right hand corner, and we are on Oasis Palms. So let me bring that up for you. Oasis Palms, what can you do here? KDS is showing very heavy, so very heavy at the moment. But Oasis Palms, this is what you could do if I bring the map up for you guys. And this is it. Oasis Palms, AOC. This is the caps you want to go at the start. Either side you will take. C is hard to get because you get reset by here, and all the TDs you need to be careful. Those TDs position around these kind of positions, meaning that if you're not careful enough, you'll get horribly punished. We saw win with the T22 trying cap C, punished by the E3. And hopefully Lowe's not going to make that mistake. However, if you got cap lead on C, you have good map control, because if the enemies want to rotate, they are going to get spotted at a really long distance. And that means you could relocate your forces around and kind of address that push. However, if you got the cap lead on A, rotation from C to A is easier because you have these buildings here trying to shield you, and rotating from here is better just because you get spotted at a really close area here. So that means enemies might be a bit blind, and if they are spread out, then you might have a chance here to shut them down. B is hard to get just because you need to get out safely, which is hard because you get crossfire into C, and yeah, you might have to hold down tanks here to kind of reset B. But if they get B, this tank there would be trapped, and you just need good rotation and you'll be fine. Let's get the map off and let's talk to you about the lineups for you guys. Low with triple ice force by Super, Gujin, and Leisurefish. Double T22 will be played by renamed user and Super Nub. Low will be in LSSN in the E5 alongside JTFK, KDS
Are they going with 7? Yeah, of course. It's just me scrolling down on that lineup. It's going to be Pokemon, the FE405, which is a very interesting choice here. Double IS4 played by Bloodline and PD Nishikino. And we have Triple E5 played by Kiss Fights, Melancholy, and the Love of Us. Of you. Of us. Of us. Canada, we're wrapping up in the Vegas Light. Let's head up to the helicopter. Let's get up high. And low, the T-22 mediums are going full C. They're going very aggressive for the C potentially. No, they're actually going for the desert side. Only one Taigujan going for A. Spearheading this by isolating himself. He's in the IS-4, so he needs to be really careful. If he gets rushed, then he might be punished. But the double T-22 is going to cap C. Canada, going back again to reset C. Oh, rename user to get back here. Good focus fire from KDS. KDS focus fire has been really good so far tonight. I think they have the best focus fire in the server so far. And LSSN, oh, receives a bounce from the bloodline. But rename user getting tagged from Kiss Fights. And now, KDS have a good map control here. Rename user needs to be really careful here. And hit point wise, Low has a bit of hit point advantage. Super not taking a bit of hits though. Low needs to not drop unnecessary hit points. Rename user going up. I think he might get punished if he's not careful enough. And he does get punished by Pokemon. And also, Melancholy, he's trying for a shortcut, and that's not what you want to do. This is careless mistake. You don't want to do careless mistake. In this situation, previous skill tournaments is not for the unready clans. And Low or dropping ever more hit points. Leisurefish going very aggressive, but Pokemon is the first tank down for KDS. They got C finally, but they dropped a lot of hit points doing so. KDS just needs to hang on. Hopefully they don't isolate the tanks a lot, and they might have this. But now Low makes a good idea to push in. And this is on to the focus fire for Low here. And the Love of Despair is going to be shut down. Gujin is down for the Low side. They're going to shut down Love of Despair, and that's what they did. They need to shut down Nishikino very quickly because it's 2 versus 1. They can't be here for too long. They're going to not focus anyone. They're going to focus Bloodline, but they really need to push in. Otherwise, this is going to be too late. And Super Nub is down. JDFK 1 vs 2 bounces onto Canada. Canada puts a good shell into JDFK. Bloodline puts another good shell into JDFK. And JDFK is trying to go into the Canada. Canada might be a one-shot. And Bloodline, they need a double tap, and they killed JDFK. It's Headpoint still pretty neck and neck, but Low without a medium tank. On the other hand, Super is trying to kill Melancholy. It's 2 vs 4. A bounce from Super into Melancholy. This is not good at all. And Leisurefish is down. LSSN is down as well. It's 1 vs 4. Finally, Super killed Melancholy, but the bounce proved to be a bad, proved to be potentially a losing move here. Canada, is he going to be shut down by Super? Yes, he got shut down by Super, but got the double tap by both Bloodline and Kiss Fights. Low, too many mistakes in this one. Though they have made a good idea to rush, but the T-22 taking that hit there is just simply careless, and they just didn't rush the IS-4. 2 vs 1 is just easy for them to push. Yes, they might get pushed by the Canada, but they have a lot of hit points to work for. That IS-4, not a lot of hit points, maybe over half, slightly over half, but 1 vs 2 here. Will Super be able to kind of do a miracle here? But it's not going to be the case. First game is going for KDS. I forgot to reset the scoreline again. Let's see the poll results, shall we? Complete. You guys jinxed KDS, so let's see if you guys really jinxed KDS. Right, so there we go. The second game, Oasis Palms, KDS. Ooh. Almost. That 405 definitely wasn't the best choice. I mean, I must say, but no, they must stop making careless mistakes. The T22 going up the dune. Why would they do that? I mean, that's simply. I'm sorry to say that's a stupid move, really. Just take a longer route. You have time. You have time. Yeah, you even have a cap. You don't have to worry too much. KDS, good focus fire, good skill overall. Low going with Gujan in the IS4 alongside Leisure and also Super. Rename using the T20 alongside another Super Nub. LSSN and the E5 alongside JTFK. Low have is a pre-lineup, yes, in the mid. I agree as well. KDS now with the Kiss fights in the E5. Bloodline, the IS4, Canada, and Vegas Lights. Medically in the E5 alongside Love of Despair. Bokeyman in the FE405 again. Chicken so beautiful in the IS4. But FE405, if that has to work, you don't want that to be spotted. You want that to be very, very passive at the back. You have a good accuracy. You have the clip. I think you also have the DPM to work with as well. Yeah. So let's see what they're going to do in this one. There we go. Okay, let's head up high, shall we? The T22s are going for C. Again, very aggressive, but they need to stop dropping unnecessary hit points. Canada. Spotted. Super Dub, are they going for C at the start again? No. They're going to be playing a bit more defensive this time. Bloodline also spotted. While most of the Lowe's forces are going for Desert again, Canada running away at the right time. Could have run away earlier because you have the information. But KDS, the Love of Despair, needs to be really careful not to drop unnecessary hit points here. Chicken's so beautiful, now going for C. Puts a really good shell into Super Knob. His job really is not to cap C, but to punish tanks. And he punished Super Knob real hard. And he's going to run away in this situation. LSSN dropping some hit points as well. LSSN going above the dude. He didn't get punished in the end. But they need to be careful. Low, they don't want to go up the dunes here. Just allow KDS to kind of punish Low here. And the XP shell couldn't splash Leisure Fish. Splash 19 damage this time. Bloodline's getting focused. He's going for B. A good distraction by Low, but no. Now they know the information. Are they going to make a push in? Super Knob. Oh dear me. Just stop going above the dudes. Can you just Low? Really, you're dropping unnecessary hit points. Leisure Fish is going to get tagged by Chicken So Beautiful and so on. And they really need to get Chicken So Beautiful and the Love of Despair potential. Isolated tanks, rename user, still a lot of hit points. Low might want to make a push, but I don't know. The focus fire, the line of fire, crossfire, KDS could just help Chicken So Beautiful and the Love of Despair for not dropping too many hit points. KDS, Chicken So Beautiful, down to 855. Rename user coming in. Good idea here, but JTF dropping reactive armor. Also good idea. And is he going to kill Chicken So Beautiful? Is being picked up by rename user Super Knob going in. Love the Despair is killed as well. Super Knob is trying to go for Melancholy Alice. and a good shell into Melancholy Alice, but Super Up is down. It's 5 versus 5, still loads to play for. Canada Gentleman's going to get tagged by rename user here. LSSN needs to come in soon, but rename user, that push perhaps a bit too early, I must say, and LSSN can't teleport to help JDFK. LSSN now getting pushed by 2 tanks, potentially Canada, and also Melancholy. Bokiman just stay at the back, just sitting there, farming damage off those forces. They're so uncoordinated in this one. Leisurefish now down to a 1 shot now. It's going to be another win for KDS. And Leisurefish down, LSSN is the last man standing. And they got 1,000 hit cap as well. KDS just looks so dominant here. They're just making a lot of beginner's mistake, I must say. This is not looking good for Low here. They really need to stop making this kind of mistakes in the 3rd place match. And KDS are through to the finals now. And who are they going to face? We'll know very soon. No, it's still going to be playing Cats 2-1 against GV. So that's Cats are through to the semi-finals. KDS now in top 8 with 18,884 cups. Essentially, I have to include Cats in this one as well. Now Cats with 21,495 cups and Low 21,492 cups. No. I don't know. Enderman's so angry about that. I mean, I understand. Like, how did that even happen in the first place? I don't know, really. It's Cats. Okay, it's Cats 2-1 there. And, yeah. Right, here we go. KDS 2 against Low, which is just... what? I mean, Low, how did they even get into semi-finals in the first place? I'm sorry, but it's just... it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Okay, you have a really good lineup there. KDS, the lineup, yeah, it's also good, but Low, you could have put a really big... you could have put a lot more challenge to KDS. It's just KDS. I think they're just laughing. How is this? I mean, just laughing. I don't know what's going on. I hope it's not because KDS put in some hacks and then you guys just suddenly can't play. But no, I'm sorry, but they're very very uncoordinated and just going up the dunes. Just I don't know. Just unimaginable. I hope we can do much better in the next one. The match for 3rd place. I really hope so. You guys do have some good ideas in rushing, but those rushes are so are pretty uncoordinated. I'm sorry. Sorry, Lo. I'm sorry, Lo. I'm sorry. But this is something that I must say. But you could have done a little better. Seriously, really. Seriously, really. I hope you could do much better. This one is... no, I hope you can do much better. I still against Cats. We're going to see which team KDS is going to face in the finals, and hopefully it's going to be a much better performance by the team facing KDS in the finals. Because honestly, that's... I don't think that's what we're here to be. We're here to be. I really wish Low's going to play much better this one. Let's continue analyzing this next match, shall we? Let's see if I updated that as well. I did update that. And I need to actually remove this. And the 7 dislikes is not good. 7 dislikes. That's not good. Right, let's continue. Let's get to the screen. There we go. Skip. There we go.
Our end this time with the headpoint advantage. For some reason, I don't know. Oh, that's because Cat's going with double Vickers Light. It could work really well. I mean, can run around a lot and very, very quick, and that could pose trouble for RN to hand their shots in. If they track the Vickers Light, then that would put RN in a really good situation. Pisces going to capture B. Tioto Time is able to spot tanks up. Juicy is there to look at Tioto time. Oh, some pang issues there. Gladly it's not on Tioto's times and here. Oh, Juicy trying to make a shot. Tioto time almost got punished, trying to overextend. Totcat taking some hits there. Oh, double Vic is like going for C already, and this time now Cats have the cap lead with both A and C. Our end, they don't have a lot of they don't have cap advantage, but they have point advantage. What they could do potentially here, they really need to kind of put pressure onto Wei, because usually you got to see if you lose control of this area, and I can show you in the game if I can do it now. In the let's find a map. It's going to be vineyards. There we go. I'm going to show you in the Object 140. I'm going to show you why it's so important you don't lose control of A. Because if you do so, as I'm going to show you here, with the game capture here. Yeah, what's going to happen is that you're going to get spotted rotation. You're going to get spotted. You're going to get pincered down in the middle as well. So always on the north side and vineyards. Make sure you don't leave A unattended. It happened to me before when I'm leading a team. I hope it doesn't happen to whoever is playing on the north side of vineyards, because the north side of vineyards, if you lose control for A, you're pretty much down. You're pretty much finished, unless you make a push on the other side, or unless you rotate it. Yeah, so you can see, you can have a really good overview here. Usually you can put a Vickers Light here, spot the tanks up here. Sometimes you can see tanks around here kind of looking around, but then this is a very isolated spot, very exposed as well, and you can use this rock as a shield. Yeah, if you have good hold down tanks, this is good for you. Maybe you can even go like here, get shots in, pull back, and the tank here, whoever is here, just got horrendously focused down here. You have the rock to shield, buildings over to C, the house to your left, the houses to your left as well. So in the end, if you have no control, not anyone, and to look at an A, you are pretty much giving up map control, and this is not good. And hopefully, Cat's not going to make this kind of mistake, so I'm going to analyze soon. And this is so important, you need to have a TD here at least. Maybe not a TD, maybe a tank here to kind of look at A and punish tanks whoever is there.
at the A side. Right, so let's remove this.
And Cats will have the hit point, no, cap advantage, and RN would need to do something to address this issue. And Toyota Time took a hit, but put a good shell into Midix. Nothing much happening going on. Hit points in favor of Cats by a slight tiny bit. Chariot overextending a bit, but couldn't put a shell into Just Fix the Server. He's going to use the rock as a shield, but he needs to be very, very careful. Otherwise, he can get absolutely punished. Just Fix the Server overextend a bit. Got a shot from the chariot. He's dropping the adrenaline, which I don't think he splits another good shell into Oilbun. These Icefalls needs to be extremely careful. Aaron dominate.
Yeah, now Aaron is dominating A. That's going to be a bad news for Cats. They have someone to look at A, but Aaron's been so aggressive that they can't counter that. And Vic is like, on the other hand, are rotating back. I think that what they're trying to do, they try to kind of pincer Sagittarius, which could work. The mouse here, although it's in the city, he potentially can't do anything here. No one's there to rush. And sadly, if he wants to go here, he needs to go down and up again, and he needs to go down a valley, and this is no, and that's not going to work. That mouse is going to become useless in this case.
Dominating on the A side, and that means they will have the Catley bat potentially. Sagittarius isolated down in the middle, puts a good shell into Midix,
Good
and
shell, really good
B
shell.
is open. It's up for Doubles Vickers Light to capture, but Sagittarius going to be in trouble. But he puts a really good cross.
Yeah, I like trying to draw a horizontal straight line, but he's too slow. He was in the city, and no one's going to rush the city. And that's kind of the problem with using a mouse in the vineyards, because it's very open map, and it's not small as well. So mouse in this vineyard is going to be a bit of a trouble. A bit of a kind of a weird tank choice here.
Crossfire into the Ice Force. Oilbun is down.
But that's not to say that mouse have done horrible things here. He did make a lot of mistakes. I mean, he did make big mistake, but I think playing the mouse potentially might be a mistake.
Fix the server might be down very Sagittarius might be the first tank down for RN. Puts a shell into Tot Cats, but let's head over to the other side. Our end 5 versus 3, no 6 versus 3 potentially. Cats Juicy loaded, but couldn't put a shell because he got killed by Pisces. Just Fix the server got killed by Toyota Time. Eyelion is not the target that Iron would like to focus. Chimpanzee Midix took a big hit and got killed by Toyota Time. Chimpanzee.
Right, I mean, Aaron just pushed very aggressively into into the base of the Cats, and Cats can't do anything, to be honest with you. Vic is like trying to rotate, yes, good idea. They didn't do anything wrong. Midix taking a hit, it's just unlucky. But unfortunately, they didn't put a lot of attention to. They put some attention, but they didn't really avoid Aaron in getting hold of A.
Barreling into the Topcat and Combi Kitten are and their forces hustling into these tanks, and Cancer just misses onto Cats, and Combi Kitten trying to run away, but he's going to run away safely, and Combi Kitten took another hit.
It's going to be focused on E5.
Totcat now the focus for RN forces. Put a good HE shell from Cancer into Totcat.
Yeah, so this is really it. RN, good idea to kind of put attention to A, knowing that if the enemies give up the map control of the A, then they're done. Yeah, so this is a really good play by RN, but Cats, hopefully next time, the A cap on the north side needs to be heavily fortified. They could can just rotate, but put some heavy tanks there at least to kind of hold a good front line. So That will help the tank in the middle as well. And if you want to rotate and to help the tank in the middle, it's not that far away from that. So still have around 7 minutes potentially. So we also have results on the other side, ID versus Cats. It's going to be Cats versus KDS. So you saw the stream, it's back. The coin stream is back. It's HL, no, it's not HLB, it's RN. No, it's not RN, it's Cats. I wish all the best for Cats. They beat KDS before. Let's hope they will beat. But KDS looks so dominant. I don't know how the guys there could kind of dislodge them. It's a bit difficult, to be honest with you. They did really well. There we go. Cats 2-0 against ID. ID will be facing low in the match for 3rd place. Yep. And now KDS is now in the top 8 with 80,884 cups. Yeah, I have to move this. So what's going on here? That will change. Okay, so far, now KDS versus Cats in the finals, 3rd place match, Low versus ID. We have a room up. We have a room up. There we go. Fidget's going to be following KDS side. And let's get the map up. It's going to be Middleburg. Middleburg is a map that I think should be removed from the tournaments because it's the only map where you never go to the other side. It's already bad enough for randoms. Like if you go to the city side, you'll get insulted. You'll be called names, and you will lose the game for the team. And tournaments is the only map that's also the case. Yeah, so unless you put the mediums or to cap the A or B, that's the only thing you do in the city. Usually if you go city all the way, then you usually lose because it's hard to defend a lot of lanes there. You have a lot of lanes to defend to kind of when the enemies want to push, because you have long corridors, multiple long corridors, and the buildings are segmented, so they are not connected. So that means there's some crossfire you can get, and the city side, although looks very concealed, it isn't really. The enemy just need to coordinate a really good, solid 2-front push, and you're down. Yeah, so let's change this to here. There we go. Middleburg. That means usually all the encounter will be happening on C. A or B is usually for cap pressure, yeah? You might not want to cap the other base if you already got one, because that usually means someone is there down the city. Enemies can kind of use this information and push you out, potentially. So usually a lot of clans actually do this, but I don't recommend just because you will telegraph the information to the enemies to tell them to make a push, to be aggressive, or even try to get C back. Yeah. Um, Sheridan is a very popular tank here because you can use use this slope here, put a rocket shell, and kill the tanks. Damage the tanks around here, and that's very annoying. I agree. So we might see Sheridan in Middleburg. So we're going to remove the map, and I'm going to announce the lineups for you here. Cats going with Eyelion in the IS4 alongside Tort Cat and also Juicy. Triple E5 is played by Get in the Kitchen, Just Fix the Server, and Midix. Necromancer and the Vickers Light. Phony is going to be spectating this spot subs bench there. Eternal Zinzon is with me on the side, and for the KDS, Fujit and also Sion Kuhn is spectating here them. PD spectating as well. The subs on the subs bench, Kiss fight in the E5 alongside Melancholy, the Love of Despair, and Bogeyman. Or quadruple E5s here. Canada in its biggest light, and double IS4 played by Bloodline and Chicken So Beautiful. There we go. Change the scoreline as well before we forget. There we go. Well, we have septuple E5s across the board, and quintuple IS4s across the board. The tank diversity is so good that you're going to sleep from that, which is... yeah. The Yellow Town? No, I don't like the Yellow Town. The Yellow Town, they're going to be a bad choice. Good luck, ICT. Oh, the ball dropped. Cats, double S4 into A, and would that be a good choice? We'll see. Okay, but Cats, they don't have... Wait, do they not have voice chat? Canada spotted. Cannot put a shell into Canada or Necromancer, but that doesn't really... well, that matters a bit, because the Vegas Lights, they don't have a lot of hit points. First big shell into that would kind of cripple the effectiveness of that tank a bit. A is now captured. They have the hit point. They have the cap lead. Necromancer spotting up Bogeyman, Bloodline, Chicken So Beautiful. They're in some sort of trouble. KDS, those triple E5s. What are they doing here? This is interesting. From KDS, they potentially are aiming whoever is trying to cross. But the E5s might be in trouble. They need to be careful not to get shot by those E5s over that side. At the moment, they're well shielded. But now, Cats playing very defensively. I don't know what they're trying to do here. Because now KDS will have C, and they now have the cap lead. Do they not have Discord and communicating? Because they're communicating through the game chat. Or is there something wrong with Discord at the moment? Yep, Pokemon, Chicken So Beautiful spotted, Eyelion and Get in the Kitchen spotted. Cats going very defensive. They don't have hit point. They don't have cap lead. They have a slight hit point pool advantage. KDS just hand hold and they will win. Houston. And this is turning out to be an uneventful thing here. And this is going to get boring. But I don't know why it will get boring, because KDS can win by caps if Cats do nothing. However, what Cats could do in this situation, Emirat's been saying they should, been saying to ASP they should rush, earlier. But something that a lot of clans haven't done yet is that they can rush at the very last minute, kill one tank, get the cap lead back up, then they will win. But that's not the case. They only have they have 2 caps to kill. Bloodline's getting focused now. What is Necromancer doing here? Down he's spotted. Focus fire. Cats need the focus fire. They can't afford to have poor focus fire. Are they going to focus Bloodline? The triple ice force barreling in, a lot of bounces happening. They need to get the efficiency right. Bloodline down to potentially 1 shot. Cats barreling in. Necromancer maybe going for Bloodline here. And it's now bounce from Cats into the Bloodline, get into kitchen. Instead, KDS, the counter rotation is working for them. Cats to push, haven't worked so far. And Juicy is going to be down very soon, and he's down. Midix is very isolated, and KDS is going to win by caps at the moment. Oh, Cats allowing that to cap B. Oh, Jesus. That proves to be a losing move there, allowing KDS to capture 2 bases and push. Too many bounces going on. They have okay focus fire, but the bounces was the reason why they lost, I would say. And KDS just don't have to work too hard. They just have to just rotate on the other side, get the focus fire right, and they'll be fine. And okay, Cats this time, what are they going to do? Cat's going with double mouse played by Eyeline and Taught Cat. Quadruple Ice Force played by Calmly, Midix, Juicy and Phony. Phony now in the running. Get into the kitchen. Is now offline. On the subs bench. Necromancer back in the Vicus Light. For the KDS side, we have Kiss Fight in the E5 and Bloodline, the Ice Fall alongside the Love of Despair. Canada in the Vicus Light, Manically, now in the 50B alongside Chicken So Beautiful. We'll see how this is going to work. But lineup wise, Cats have the advantage. They're going very heavy at the moment. Scanlu saying wow in caps. Hello, Cliff. Chillin'. But Cat's going with so heavy, and that would mean there is only one way to go, and that's the city. And let's see how KDS is going to work for it, but KDS just looks so dominant here. I really don't know if it's going to work for the Cats. Necromancer going to the city as well. Cats going having everyone to city. And I can sense some disaster in this. If they could shut down the Love of Despair early on, that could work. But already, KDS, because they saw the lineup, they're going to defend A. Are they just going for a big push? Oh, Midix. Oh, that was a bad bounce. Love of Despair is getting tagged. Double tapped, I think. But Phony and also Kami now, oh, couldn't even push. Oh, he took a lot of hits there. Love of Despair trying to run away, but now KDS is going to wrap around the forces. But they don't have a lot of hit point pool advantage. They need to work out a way to kind of pincer them off Bloodline. It's ignoring those double bounces and going to chase Bloodline potentially, or not. Cats getting pincers in this pocket here. Bloodline penetrating this pocket. And is he going to focus down Necromancer here? Because he's in the Vicus Light. And he puts a good shell into Necromancer. Bloodline bounces onto... no, it's a Necromancer bounces onto Bloodline. A Necromancer. Oh, good. Middix takes out Bloodline here. And now Cat's barreling into A side. Cat's a lot of hit point advantage. Maybe they're getting home with this one. Chicken so beautiful. Trying to run away. Takes a big HE shell. Oh, and he's down. Kiss Fight is also down. Juicy is down as well. Now the heavy tanks, double mouse are barreling in. Melancholy is going to be down very soon. Middix is going to go to the backside of the Love of Despair. Now KDS, their forces completely dissolved. And I think that's to blame because the lineup there, I don't think that's a good lineup, sorry. But Cats, I really love their idea. Like they know, I don't know if they know that going AB is usually not working. But they just went for it. They just... Like, it's like, guys, we're going to do something weird, and we're going to make it work, and they made it work, and good job to the Cats, really. They made it work, really, and I was so scared. They kept their hit point advantage till the end, and the second game goes to Cats. So well done to Cats. Alpenstab, what are they going to do here? Because Alpenstab mouse would not be the best idea. Just because it's undulating. Yeah. Usually when clans take double mouse on Alpenstar, it usually resolves into a loss. So I think now they're dropping the double mouse. They're going with Eyeline in the Ice Wall alongside Tortcat and Phony, Juicy in the E5 alongside Get in the Kitchen, Necromancer in the Vicus Light, and Middix in the WZ13. Vicus just take A. No, I think it's fine. If you want to get spots up, then yeah, if you want to get information for the team, it's fine. KDS going with Kiss Fight in the E5, Bloodline in the IS4, Canada Vicus Light Melancholy in the E5 alongside Love of... I just can't remember your username. Despair. Boki in the E100 and Chicken So Beautiful in the IS4. And Totcat now, I mean, he's in the ice for Middix in the WZ13. This is an interesting tank, not the best tank for defensive maneuvers, but a good tank for aggressive moves. So, will Cats be aggressive this time? And they're going to work with only one Vicus Light. And that would be a very important tank to get information up and to survive for long enough. I don't think there's a lineup advantage for either team. Both teams look to be really good in terms of the lineup they've put on. Yeah, in a bit. 2 mouses for IS4. It worked. It worked, really. It's like... Extreme situations require extreme solutions, yeah? Yeah, so... They made it work. Yeah. And in Chinese, like, it's like... In the times... In weird times, use weird methods. And they did. Really, Cats, are they going to do it? We'll see. Necromancer getting the spots up, potentially. And KDS, they're going for the C instead. And you look at the southwestern corner there, it's where they're going to go. Potentially not really. They're going very defensive. Look at the IS4s and E100 kind of playing very, very carefully. Eyelion in down the river, he might be in trouble if KDS decides to rush the river, which could be possible. Middix doesn't want to go for A. KDS have eyes on A. He is on A, but will KDS be able to resect? Oh, Juicy not... Okay, good position there. Cats in good positions. But get in the kitchen crossing, which is unnecessary, to be honest with you. Middix got a cap here. Phony is so far at the back, he needs to push in because he's not drawing a horizontal straight line. He can't snipe. IS-4 is not the best tank for sniping. KDS, are they making a move over to the riverside? Which is a good idea here. Lion might be in loads of trouble here, and he needs help. He needs a lot of help. Phony coming in, but Middix, the Love of the Spear should not be the tank that you want to go for. Line is down to KDS. Where is the Vickers Light? Why is still at the back? What's Necromancer doing here? And Cats, I think they're gradually losing this. E5's 2 of 2. Would that work? I'm not totally confident about that. Because now the Love of Despair can just move back, and Kiss fights, manages to kill, get in the kitchen, and he's dead. Todd Cat going in to bot Bogeyman potentially. 1 versus 1, and Necromancer is going back into frontal armor of the heavies. Why? Just flank. Why? Mythics getting really aggressive, trying to chase down Canada, but Bloodline is a one-shot. He wants to kill that. Totcat is going for Bloodline, of course. And hit point wise, it's in favor of KDS by more than 4k of hit point advantage, and Juicy is dead. Necromancer, okay, Canada is dead as well. Necromancer is trying to run away. Mythics needs to focus Chicken So Beautiful, but good focus fire into Mythics. And Bogeyman might be able to pick him off. No, he went for Phony instead. That's a good idea. You don't want to waste your shell. Bloodline also dead. Tot Cat will not be long for this. Phony is going to be dying here. Phony is going to Bogeyman going for Tot Cat instead. He's trying to make use of his E100 shell, but that looks to be a walk over for Cats. No, for KDS with over 7,000 hit points of advantage, and Cats simply have no response to this. Like, their rotation is very questionable. I don't know why E5 would have gone for the other side. Well, yeah, they could have gone. Yeah, I see why they could have gone for that side, but I would say the Necromancer, what is he doing trying to going back to the frontal armor of the heavy tanks? Should have actually helped Eyelion, I think it's Eyelion or something like that? Eyelion like that? Yeah, should have helped, and Phony, at the back of the bush, should have actually pushed the line forward. That could have changed something up. KDS, very good idea to push down the river. They did really well there. And finally, it's going to be KDS winning the fixture. Or did I get the wrong side? Sorry. I couldn't remember exactly. So we should have results for this as well. And I'm going to join this for a moment. Let's see if the Firefox is going to work for me. Right.
Oh, you are here.
Yeah, I'm here for the game's not. Oh yeah, the game's finished for you. But do we have any other guys here? That's good. Oh man, KDS so dominant tonight. I think like all the clans against them at least make at least one major mistake. What do you think about the games tonight?
So, well, you say KDS were dominant, but Cats really hurt them in the second game of Middleburg.
They really did. But I was saying, weird in weird times you use weird methods, and it worked.
Absolutely. I think what happened in the fight in the decider there in Alpenstadt,
Yeah.
they lost. They did lose the captain quite early on, unfortunately for him.
That's true. Yeah.
Chats. Not because he was in a bad place. He was just KDS played a different strat, and he suddenly became isolated.
Yeah.
Todd Cap couldn't do anything about that. He couldn't help him.
That's
So
true.
losing Eyelion, with quite early on, didn't help. And then the push on the E5s by getting the kitchen and Juicy was a good push.
Yeah.
But by losing Eyelion, that freed up Kiss Fight in the E5 to come round, and all of a sudden it was 3-on-2.
That's true.
And then with Kiss Fight coming in, able to take out getting the kitchen, it then became 3-on-1. And by then, unfortunately, the game was over for Cats. There was not much they could have done.
Not much they could have done. I would
No.
say no. I was also saying on the stream that Island was potentially would get isolated. I was saying KDS, they just need to rush down the river. They did rush down the river and took down Island. I was very worried about that. And there was also an IS4 at the back of the bush. I was saying the IS4 cannot snipe, and you need to push the line forward. And
Exactly.
you can't do that with that. You need a good horizontal straight line to get the front line up. I was also questioning whether the E5 push is worth it or not because it's
when they started the push, it made sense because it was 2-on-2, 2 E5s against 2 E5s.
And but it's like without
a
number advantage, which means it's a gamble potentially.
Well, what happened was, if you notice, when they pushed over the top, Get in the Kitchen really got smacked as he came over the top. Not from the other E5s, but from across the map.
Yeah.
Because the way KDS had positioned themselves, they'd positioned themselves to be able to do that.
Right.
And he lost a lot of hit points at the start of the push.
Right.
Which is why, if you notice, Juicy then had to try and hit point share.
Right.
When they were pushing down on the 2 E5s. But because Lion was out of the picture now in that position, that freed up Kiss Fight to come in and just basically take out, Get in the Kitchen almost immediately.
Yeah.
That was the thing. I mean, it wasn't that Cats played badly. It was that KDS played better.
Yeah, KDS played really well. I mean, that push down the river, I think, was the winning move for them.
Absolutely.
I don't know how did they know that Eyeline is isolated there. I don't know. Just everything.
Well, if you know, they had the IS4 there of I can't remember who it was now. And the IS4 for KDS was down in the bottom.
Yeah.
Could spot Eyeline, but Eyeline could not spot back. If you notice. Because it wasn't a proximity spot.
I see.
So that was how that happened. That's how they managed to catch.
Yes.
Where Eyeline was, and Eyeline wasn't aware that the IS4 was there until it was too late, basically.
Yeah, and I think the second match. Let's talk about the second match for Middleburg. And I think the reason why KDS lost is just because of their lineup, basically. They have like double 50B and a U100, 3 tanks not common in Clan Wars at all. And the 50B, they are pretty weak in terms of armor, but if you can work it well, then you can work it well. But Cats just go full heavy and go to city and just the tank, the ice were trying to cap took a lot of damage and tried to get out. And although that's not the end of the world for them yet, Cats able to pull off more than 3k of hit point advantage for the entire game, basically. And unfortunately,
the thing about that game that shocked me, I mean, that's an old strat, but taking 2 mouses, sticking them in B, getting the IS4s, and rotate all the way around towards the A cap is a very old strat on the EU server.
I see.
And a lot of clans on EU don't use it anymore because obviously everybody's aware of that strat.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's used that much on Asia server. I mean, it's the first time I've seen it on the Asian server, to be fair.
Yeah.
I know it's used a few times in QTs, but I've never seen it in a Pro Tour.
Yeah.
And what I sort of got from that was it caught KDS completely off guard.
True.
They've clearly not been up against that kind of strat before.
Right.
and it's as I said, it's a very common strat in EU.
Yep.
And when you go on Middleburg and you're spawning on that side of the map and you see the opposition have got 2 mouses and a shed load of IS4s, you generally know it's going to be a B through to an A strat.
Yeah, but I mean, actually, KDS knew that was coming. They didn't have a good response to that with that kind of setup because it's so weak that if they make some slight minor mistakes, that will punish them hard.
I totally agree with you there. I mean, I'll be honest with you. On Middleburg, 650Bs, it's not really the meta for that map.
Yeah.
Now, if they would have taken 3 mouses or 3 100s, I'd understand it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna stay down in the city area, then take your super heavies. Taking heavies, clipper heavies that have got a very long reload, and then effectively splitting them up.
Yep.
Was an interesting strat that clearly didn't work.
Yeah, interesting strat that clearly didn't work. We also have Stin in the moderators lounge here. Hello, Stin.
Hi.
Hello. What do you think about the games tonight?
I'm just rewatching the first one. Oh no, wait. The first one, Cats versus RN, because I only joined at the end.
I see. Well, I'll leave you to that for now. And okay, so how about your side of the stream, Fujit? How about GV and the bracket so on?
Well, JV went out quite early.
Went out quite early.
To Cats, oddly enough.
Yeah.
And then I followed Cats all the way through to the final. And I mean, the first game, GV. Well, the first game didn't happen because the other team didn't turn up, basically.
Ooh. Who is that team? If I remember correctly,
it's a Japanese team. What they called again?
Act 1.
Act 1, that's it.
Act 1, yeah.
Yeah, so Act 1 didn't get their act together, unfortunately. So GV had a very easy move into the quarterfinals.
Right, is that a pun?
Yeah, it is a pun. So they moved into the quarterfinals, but basically they just they played well in the first game and then just got turned over.
Yeah.
So Caps played really well in the quarterfinals, turned them over. And Caps showed how dominant they can be against GV there. They really did. And then when it went into the semi-final, I mean, Cats were against ID.
Yeah.
And again, Cats showed how dominant they can be when they want to be.
True.
They employed on Desert Sands a similar strat to what they played last week, which was really interesting.
Yep.
Which is where they take out the 250Bs and they get the IS4s to go to the C-cap to try and bait them.
Yep.
But ID had obviously seen the strat, they weren't baited. So it made Cats check, but it still worked for Cats because they just then, brought in tanks to assist the AMXs and push through the A-cap. And basically just managed to wipe out the light tanks and the E5s around the A-cap and really took it from there. So it was a great semi-final. It was a great semi-final.
However, look, I've been talking about my side. The Enderman now is here. I think he's going to put out like a 5-minute round about tonight's performance for a lot of Asian teams. Because seriously, from my end, KDS just made a lot of the Asian teams look very bad. To be honest with you. Yeah, it does. It did. RN against KDS. RN the first game played really well. That win, they deserved that win totally. They were like under a lot of point disadvantage at the start, and they almost kind of fluffed the 3 versus 4 with the E5s against the 3 versus 2. Sorry, 3 versus 2. They have 3 E5s, I think, or by 3 heavies for the RN side against 2, I think, E5s there. They almost fluffed it. But they were able to come around those T20s on the RN side, very, very important to kind of shut down the tanks one by one. And they got supported by another heavy as well, and that's why they won that first game. Second game, however, they have an AFK for most of the match, the E5 there. And from that point on, RN went on tilt, and the tiebreaker match, for the Normandy, they was like, I think the mediums or the lights at the back was like circling. Maybe they have some issues as well. I'm not sure, but RN were plagued with technical difficulties. If not, I think RN would have won those games and would have gone through instead of KDS. Yeah.
Japanese, aren't they?
What?
RN are Japanese.
Are Japanese? Yeah. Their second
Oh.
match. I think
Well, Act One are also Japanese.
Yes.
I don't know. Because I said, I mean, in the first game against GV,
Yeah.
half the team didn't turn up.
Yeah, so I'm not
So-
sure if there was some technical difficulties on the RN side tonight. So,
I don't know. Is the honest answer.
but let me just kind of do something off scenes. What do you think about the game's instrument?
Well, I'm really disappointed. Like, I can understand some things which have happened, but the finals are just like, we're taking this setup. You know what we're going to do? Can you win, please? No, you can't? Okay, fine. Thanks. Because the first match, Cats versus KDS, I can see the Vickers being in the city, being able to just go in A and just come back, and he just stands AFK. Like, really AFK. And I was like, what the hell? The second game, the team takes 2 mouses and 4 IS4s. Of course they're going to go the hill. Of course. Yes, exactly. And the third game, as I've typed in the chat, I love the Cats tanks. They have like the supreme advantage because they have 113, which on Alpenstadt is one of the supreme tanks ever. Because really, it can play either in the city, either on the fields, and it can do damage. And what I can see, like Cats are just like being AFK defensively, like trying to do something with the Lion, who is in the middle doing the aggressive spot, and no one covers him.
No
They
one
just
covers him. Yeah.
being like AFK near the A, near their spawn, near the A, and only one IS4 on the Todd. He was like trying to at least do some damage. And still, instead of, okay, we're losing Lion, let's do something else, which we can do. We have the Vickers who can go for B together with the Todd, so they can shut down the E100 in the same time. And after that, we can take the B while they're on downside in the river. We can just go push just like after killing the E100, and then we can take the supreme advantage of like being on the hills. And what can I see? Like, okay, guys, let's just YOLO. Fuck this. That's all. Really?
I think losing Eyelion took them by surprise.
It wasn't a surprise.
I agree with you.
Like,
It's not a surprise.
if you put IS4 or E5 or even other heavy tank in that spot where Eyelion was, you know that he's going to be dead.
You need
And
support. You need
he don't need the support actually. Usually, when you put any heavy tank like this aggressively, you want enemy team to focus him, so you will have the advantage of the movement. While your tank is dying, you can do some other really important stuff. And what I've seen, they're just losing a Lion, and they're like, who cares about it? Really, I'm really disappointed. I just like, what the hell? Really, what the hell? Were they even playing
Oh, we lost.
You know.
Oh, okay, we didn't lose you. I thought like Innerman's like too angry, and then he was like,
I'm
"I'm
not
done."
angry. I'm really disappointed.
I'm really
because, you know,
I'm disappointed as well.
Because in Russia we have one game, and the guy wins when he loses more.
Yeah.
And it's like what I have seen in this Asian tournament. It's like, okay, guys, we won. We lose, we won. Really?
I mean, yeah, it's just I mean, yeah, I have no. It's like
GG KDS. GG KDS really
GG,
deserved, but
they really deserve. Like they're so dominant. Like no clans like close enough tonight. Except cats like that game and RN. Yeah.
I don't think so. For me,
What?
really, it wasn't KDS who were dominant. It was just the opponents who were doing some random stuff.
Yeah.
Really.
It reminds me of actually. Sorry.
No, I have to agree with him there. I don't. You say that KDS were dominant in the final. I don't think they were dominant. Personally, if they would have won both games back to back on Middleburg, I would agree with you.
Yeah.
But the way they played Middleburg in their meta selection tells me that they're not dominant at all. Now, as we said earlier, taking two AMX 50Bs and then splitting them up on Middleburg, why?
Because
I mean,
maybe they thought they're going to the hill.
Yeah, but isolated, an AMX 50B is useless. You play them as a pair for a reason.
Yeah.
If you're going to take advantage of the DPM, you play them as a pair.
Yeah.
And if you're in a city map like that, against two mouses and a shed load of IS4s, why would you split your AMX 50s up? Because as soon as they're on their long reload, they're screwed.
True.
And I didn't understand that. As I said earlier before, that strat that Cats played on Middleburg is a basic strat. It's a basic strat.
Yeah.
Two mouses go to B, the IS4s hurtle round to A. And KDS should have known that. And they should have been prepared for that.
They are known. I think they are prepared, but they don't know how to work with that lineup.
I don't think anybody can manage with that lineup.
I don't think so. That's a great point.
The thing is that there is a way, and the 50Bs are actually the counterplay for those mouses and IS4s. And I can understand the split of the IMXs, because back in the first alliance, we had some really cool strats with those AMXs in the Middleburg, because, okay, heal is for the noobs. Play city, you win. But I can understand the splitting, because you want your AMX doing damage. And if you place them in one place where they can be focused down and dead, you're like using them in not a proper way. So I can understand the splitting, but what I cannot understand is like, really, Cats are taking 2 mouses and 4 IS4s. Please, someone tell me what they're going to do on the Middleburg with the 2 mouses and 4 IS4s.
Quite easy. Take B and go round to A.
Yeah, that's the point.
Exactly.
How can you lose? How can you lose if you know what your opponent is going to do?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's true.
They're taking 1 Vickers. Just for me, when I was playing, we were taking 1 Vickers or any medium or light tank, so that our heavy tanks will not spawn on the top and will not have the long way down.
Yeah.
But you know what they're going to do.
Absolutely. That's what the shocker is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm really disappointed about the whole finals, not about just Cats, just the whole finals.
The whole bracket.
And yeah, exactly. And those IMXs are really good counterplay for those mouses, because the mouses are really slow. And if you will be able to put the AMXs in the right position, so they can just stop the mouses from going. They have 3 shells. They can just, tracking the mouses like for eternity. One is shooting, the other is reloading.
Right.
Eternal Sinsan says, "Good work, CC. I'm not a CC, but thank you for your compliment. But tonight is not good work because what happened tonight is that I messed up with my stream and I didn't put a stream delay on my original stream that's supposed to be up on the website, and I have to end the stream immediately. Yeah, I did kind of do some search on the website. It says you can put midstream delay. You can do stream delay in the midstream. I don't know if that works.
Oh,
I
don't
haven't
worry
sh-
about it too much, mate. Don't worry about it
Huh?
too much.
Yeah, and
No,
then
don't worry about it.
yeah, I know, but like the second, but then started a second stream and I told the Wargaming immediately about that. Yeah, they fixed it in the end, which is good. But yeah, I think that's the reason why I have 7 dislikes on this stream.
Just to put in the picture, what I do, I don't set OBS to the full 5 minutes. I set OBS to 4 minutes, and
Yeah,
I set YouTube
To 1 minute.
to a minute.
yes.
Yeah. So even if I forget to re-engage the delay on OBS,
Yeah,
I've automatically still got a minute delay on YouTube,
true.
which really helps you out. So if you're not doing that, just do that. It helps. And then when you realize you haven't got your OBS set to the delay,
Yeah.
you don't have so much of a panic attack. Because, no, seriously, you don't have such a panic attack.
Yeah.
Because whilst you've got a 60-second delay on YouTube that you can have,
Yeah.
YouTube automatically also puts in another 20 seconds. So
Oh, yeah.
you've basically got about a minute and a half delay
Yeah.
on YouTube itself.
Yeah.
So if you get into doing that habit,
Yeah.
then it's not so traumatic. And then if you restart in between the games, because of the delay, it kicks in and you don't lose anything apart from that couple of minutes, that couple of seconds restart. Because whilst it looks like you're not streaming, you are actually streaming. They just can't see anything.
Right. But then if I click end stream on my end, it ended the stream immediately.
Yeah, no, you can do that, but all you got to do is stick your be right back. Get a be right back screen.
Yep.
Stick your be right back on.
Yep.
Click end stream. So
Yeah.
end the stream immediately.
Yeah.
Put the delay quickly in. Restart the stream quickly, and
Yeah.
all you lose is those few seconds in between closing the stream and
Right.
restarting.
Right.
Because when it kicks back in, you've still got the delay that catches up. So
Right.
it doesn't. It's not so much of a problem, honestly.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna try something and see if it's going to work.
Because I did a similar thing
Yeah.
on North America in the Challengers Tour 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and I was like you. I had a massive panic attack,
I see.
and then I realised that because I restarted the stream in between the games,
Yeah.
so I just played the game out, restarted the stream. I didn't lose anything
I see.
really.
I was trying to do
Yeah.
it on Streamlabs OBS, but then the problem is when I click end stream, it will end the stream for YouTube as well, and that's the problem.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Right. I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, because I don't go through Streamlabs. I just go through OBS.
yeah,
direct,
OBS.
and then-
Yeah.
So when I close
Yeah.
OBS, YouTube is still streaming.
Right. I do have to find a way to how to like close Streamlabs, the stream without affecting the stream on YouTube.
I don't know if you can do that. Like I said, I mean, I don't use Streamlabs. I used to use Streamlabs when I was streaming countings and stuff, but when
Yeah.
on tournaments, I go straight direct with OBS because you have more control over it,
Mm-hmm.
over the stream with your direct with OBS
I
than
see.
you do with Streamlabs.
Uh-huh.
So I can manipulate. So basically, I can manipulate. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, you can do a lot more in Streamlabs than what I can do in OBS Direct.
Yeah.
With you can have counts in and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
I can't have those. I can't have viewer count and all this sort of stuff on
Yep.
OBS Direct.
Yep.
But what I can do, I can manipulate closing OBS, closing the stream, having a be right back screen on,
Yeah.
and keeping YouTube active. So
Right.
YouTube is always streaming in the background.
Right.
Never disengages the stream. So,
Right.
but always in I don't, because with Streamlabs you don't get to manipulate YouTube either, do you?
What?
Well,
I
for example,
usually I don't have to press that button on YouTube.
right. Well, that's the thing. So when I'm about to stream, I start my stream about 10 minutes before I meant about 15 minutes before I start the stream, the official stream. I start the stream, okay?
Yep.
Just to make sure that everything's fine, that I've got good FPS, good KBS, everything's going well. And then I will sort everything out. I'll sort the sound out, everything else, and then it will then start streaming from OBS. But because I haven't pressed go live on YouTube, it gives me time to tinker with it, so to speak.
Right.
Whereas Streamlabs, you can't do that, because when you press stream, it automatically starts streaming.
Yeah.
That's true. Right, talking back about the performance, Low versus KDS, it was so hard to watch, to be honest. Like, Low makes some very basic mistakes, like crossing over to the dunes in the desert side, so that KDS can just focus you down when you cross up like
They
that.
were doing what?
No, Low, they have like T-22s, let's say, for example, he tries to cross over the dune, and he got spotted, I got whacked.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it was like, what are you thinking at that time? How did you let that happen? And their coordination, they have some good ideas in rotation, but their coordination was just not there. Yeah, just they were.
It's the middle of the tour now. I mean, we're in the final third now.
Yeah.
So as we said last time, I mean, they're now looking to just get those top 8 places.
Yeah.
So maybe, just maybe, the attention is not there at the moment.
I don't know.
And like Asia server is somewhat laggy, which might have exacerbated the problems. So I definitely going to say about RN's issue there, because they didn't deserve to lose there, because a tank AFK in the second batch tilted them a lot. And I'm going to talk about that, whether it's on the Wargaming's end or it's their end of it. They just got too unlucky for that. HLV against KDS. I can't remember, but again, either they like go too aggressively in the push, or I don't know what's going on with HLV tonight as well. Yeah, like it's not what I know about HLV. They could have done a lot better. And
HLV are up into 4th now, which surprised me. I thought Cats were going to be 4th, but HLV are 4th.
Yeah, HLV are 4th. Because Feast are not there, so that's why they are 4th.
Well, Feast have dropped down to 5th.
Dropped down to
now dropped out of the top 8.
Yeah, KDS
into the top 8.
Yeah, without playing one match day, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, RN have now jumped up to 1st.
I mean, already
they're always first.
They were first already, yeah. So
in GV, so there's no change in the top 3. HLV are now snapping at the heels of ID.
Yeah.
Feast haven't really got anything to complain about. I mean, they've got place, but they're still in the top 8, so it's not a big deal considering they missed it the entire tour today.
Yep.
I thought Cats may have leapfrogged Feast, but clearly not. They only got 2,000 odd points today.
22,125 cups.
Yeah.
RN will be having 20. RN will be having
the 60 cats, 60 short of leapfrogging. That was all.
Yeah, that was all. The first is RN with 24,634 cups, GV second 23,712 cups, ID 23,500 cups, HLV 22,362 cups, Feast 22,185 cups, Cats sixth 22,125 cups, Low 21,802 cups, and KDS will be with 19,298 cups, ahead of Boone in the 9th place with 18,797 cups.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if anything was said in your chat, but in my chat, there's still a lot of contention surrounding KDS. There's a lot of controversy still surrounding them.
Yeah, a lot of controversies. And I said on the stream, Wargaming needs to start investigating about this issue immediately.
Well, well, you say that, but they don't need to until the end of the tour, because because what they will do, they will just kick them out. They'll just say they failed, and then, for example, if the tour was to end now and Wargaming were to say yes, the KDS have broken the rules, they were banned.
Yeah.
These players were banned for whatever reason, and they shouldn't be in a tour. Then KDS would just be kicked out. Boone would go back to being 8th, and everybody would just come up a spot.
Yeah,
So-
but however, we still have 4 matches to go, and already KDS been doing a lot of trouble against all these clans. And imagine how it would have been if KDS were not in the remaining 4 match days. I mean, everything could shuffle up, and the results, the leaderboard you're seeing there, could have gone differently. And that's why I was calling
it could have gone differently. I mean, you say it could have gone differently. Yes, then Caps would have leapfrogged, but the thing is that the top 8 would stay the same, and it's a difficult one because the guys don't get the credits, of course, etc., etc. I get that, but is the idea? Are they really interested in the credits, or are they interested in being in the top 8 and getting to the Pro Tour? I don't know. Is the honest answer. I can't speak for the players, but at this level, they're more interested, I think, in getting into the Pro Tour.
Yes. Someone asked the people in the moderators lounge. It is Inman, Stin, and Fujit. Yeah. Inman. Right, I'm not going to ask him about it. He will round for a full 3 minutes on to low against KDS because that is that bad. So I'm sorry to say, but I'm sorry to say, but I have to say it's bad. I'm sorry, but just I'm not going to discredit. Low beat ID in the 3rd place match in the end, but
okay, good,
yeah,
good, well played, Low. I'm looking at ID.
Well played for Low, knocking out ID, but
ID aren't going to be too fussed. I mean, they're still in 3rd place. I mean, we're starting. I mean, the only contentious one, as we say, is KDS. Aside from that, the top 7 is pretty much what we're going to be seeing going into the top 8.
That's true.
There's not going to be much change, and I don't think, except Boone, there are any challenges in the top 16 to come up.
Or Calm, which is actually close, with 18,546 cups, and they are just behind Boone by around 200 cups.
Well, if that's the case, then Calm have only got three more games to sort it out. Which, 4. In theory, they've got. They've got 4, but they've only. Well, that's if they get through. I mean, they've got to get through first. They've got to really pile the pressure on themselves if they want to get that top spot.
That's
taking into account that the ones in the top 8, all they need to do is progress.
Yeah.
Realistically, you've seen today, Feast didn't progress, and they're still in the top 8, and they're still at number 5.
That's true.
And this is the thing: when it gets to this side, when it gets to the final third of this tournament, there ain't much. It gets a bit more difficult for those guys to progress.
Yeah, and exactly, we can show to Wargaming that you don't need 8 match days to decide the top 8. Like already, maybe 6 will be enough. 4 will be a number that could still be in contention, but 6, I think it's okay. I think we don't need 8 for the proof of skill. It's training. It's training. I mean, it's training, and you need the players to have 4 weeks of 4 days available in a month. Yeah, 4 days per week in a month, and that's a lot of days to kind of play, and don't need that much. 6 is good. 4, you can argue with that whether it's good, but 6. You don't need more than 6 to decide. At least for both Asian and EU server. Yeah, because
potentially.
Yeah, potentially.
I think EU's a bit harder because there are more teams.
Yeah, but then it whittled down to potentially only 10 teams contesting.
Always. And this is the problem with the Ascent tours, because it always ends up being the same suspects, which is to be expected because it's the line up to the Pro Tour.
Yeah.
And, until we start seeing a different methodology from the players, which we won't, because they're always, as we said last week, They'll always want to go to the best teams. They'll always want to go to the teams that are going in. It's like if you're a footballer, you're going to want to play for Barcelona or Bayern Munich or places like this. You're not going to want to go and play for, I don't know, Watford. Simple as that. It's just the way it works.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes. Unless you're going to change the tradition, which Atalanta is trying to do that.
Well, they try, but I mean, so I think we're seeing the genesis of. I think the top 7 now is fixed for Asia.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, the 8th place is up for grabs.
Up for
And
grabs.
unless any of the teams have complete and utter brain farts between now and the end of this ascent tour,
Yeah.
which is highly unlikely, unless Feast have another brain fart like they did yesterday.
But then they were against KDS, so KDS won the entire
Yeah.
thing in the end. So
Yeah, I mean, but unless something untoward happens with these teams, then I can't really see them dropping out of the top 8.
no,
Those 7.
no,
The 8th place is up for grabs.
That's-
More so because of the controversy over KDS.
that's true.
Because they are in 8th place and there is controversy. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah.
So,
The end
but,
controversy.
you know, I think it's pretty much secure who's going into the next round. And what they
Yeah.
should be looking at now, and this is the next thing, which is why, you know, it needs to be looked at again somehow.
Yeah.
The rankings become more important.
Right. The rankings? You mean the top 8 or something? Or you mean the table I'm showing?
Yeah. I mean, well, when they go into the Pro Series,
Yeah.
it's how they're ranked in the Pro Series then. And, you know, maybe for the Pro Series, they should be ranked on the position they were in the Ascent Tour rather than on their win rates.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay. Also, now you're seeing on the right side of the screen, which I use my system. The same top 8 actually. No changes. Actually, KDS will be in the 3rd place instead, 526 cups. That's because I didn't because their absence in the first previous skill tournaments didn't do a lot of damage, so that's why they're that high in the table. But I think everything is identical, apart from ID being the 6th instead of 3rd, and Cats in the 4th, and HLV in the 7th. Well, actually interesting, because HLV would now have 365 cups instead, and then Boone 237 cups, like 13 cups behind of Low. So, like my system, the top 8 is pretty much set.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, no. So I'm actually pretty happy that my system is similar to wargaming system, and yeah, it's like I really like the system this time. Like the cup system, it makes a lot more sense than the previous 2. Especially the 2020s frame, which makes little sense at all of how like the how important like getting into the round of 32, round of 16 in the final stages, and luckily it's much less important this time. So I can compliment Wargaming for making that happen. And I think Stin wants to say something, aren't you?
Crack on, man.
No, I don't have anything to say yet.
Don't crack on, man.
Oh my god. Also under a lot of controversy on the EU server is the win rate seeding abuse. Yep. And already we see.
Well, that's always going to be there. That's always going to be there.
That's always going to be there. But then it has gone to a point that is it's simply rigging the system, and some clans, I'm not going to name the clans, they have put accounts, reroll accounts with a very high win rate, not just 100%, like close to 100%, you can say, and they have accounts with no tier 10 tanks. And why was this even allowed in the team? Was this allowed by the system in the first place?
Because it's not against the rules.
It's against the rules, actually. I mean, I can.
It's not.
It is, because I can get you the the game rules for the legal documentation 2.1.1 that says rigged battles or similar actions of any kind to achieve high stats, in-game awards, etc.
But they're
This
not
is
rigging the battles to it now. But they're not
no,
rigging the
they
battles.
are
No,
because
no, no, they're not.
because there is no reason like why would you put an account that has no that cannot even play tier 10 tournaments at all? Like there is only one reason, and that's trying to kind of change the seeding of your team, and this is rigging.
No. You're right. Well, this is where it becomes a very fine line. You're not rigging the game, as in you're not rigging the gameplay. You're rigging your seeding, which only applies to tournaments, doesn't apply anywhere else.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
therein. This is the thing. It's like, for example, take what FBI and Raid did in
Yeah.
the spring season.
yeah,
You could argue that's also rigging and a breach. It's not. It's not. And this isn't a rig either. They're not rigging the game to effectively gain an advantage per se. But what they're doing, they're manipulating their stats to get better seeding. That I get, but that's not rigging the game because they've still got to play the game.
yeah. I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. But then it's
And
not just.
this is where I'm saying, and my argument has always been this: the end user license agreement needs to be updated, especially when it comes to tournaments.
Right.
Because it's a very old document now.
Mm-hmm.
And when it first came out, tournaments didn't exist in World of Tanks Blitz.
Yeah.
And World of Tanks Blitz has now moved on.
Mm-hmm.
And there are things that are coming out that will always come out as long as they're not breaking the rules, like we saw FBI and Raid do with the ticketed tours, like we're now seeing with the manipulation of win rates to get better seeding positions. These are not breaches of the game as such, but they should be.
They should be, and also, I mean, it says like similar actions of any kind. It's just not just the game itself. Could also be like, I mean,
No, the wargaming only associated with the game, not the tournaments, because this is the thing. The end user license agreement is very, very, very hazy on tournaments, because as I said, when they brought it out, tournaments didn't exist.
yeah,
it
but
needs to be updated, or I mean, which is why if you notice every tournament they bring out a new tournament. They bring out tournament rules with the tournament.
Yeah.
But it only covers certain things. And what they need to do, they need to bring out a new end user license agreement that either A is solely for tournaments.
Yeah.
Or B covers tournaments at the same time as covering the gameplay.
Yeah. But then you can argue that tournaments is part of the game, and it says like should users okay, I mean, yeah, but then it's still like part of the game, so you can argue that it's still under.
But they're not rigging the actual game. They're rigging their position in the game, and they're not. They've still got to play the game. That's the thing.
Yeah,
now,
but then it's also,
what that clause is meant to protect is if you go back you remember the E50M APA controversy with Loka, where that fell under that category of rigging the game, where the alleged Loka player was purposely blocking his own teammate to allow the guy in the E50M to get more damage. That's what that clause covers, that type of manipulation.
Yeah.
Or when you go into a platoon,
yes,
or you do accounting in ratings. These are manipulations they're trying, that covers.
Yeah.
It doesn't cover, because you've still got to play the game, and that's the coverage. It doesn't cover the ranking system. And that's where the failure is. It doesn't go that far.
But I mean,
and you're right. It needs to go that far.
Yeah, I know, but like tournaments. I mean, my point is like tournaments still part of the game. Like anything, they also said etc. as well, because that doesn't like limit to kind of like the gameplays per se. It's like also like game rules. It's not it's the all users of World of Tanks Blitz. It's like it's not just the gameplay itself. Like every element of the game, if you try to manipulate that, that could come into that as well. So I think actually the documentation we have at the moment, the tournaments and the actions I think the teams are doing, wargaming could in theory, impose that.
And as a lawyer, I would argue valiantly in their defence and say, wargaming, you can't do that because it doesn't affect the gameplay. They've still got to play the game. They're not manipulating the gameplay. They're manipulating a position they can get to play the game. But once they're in the game, they're not manipulating the game, and therefore they're not gaining an advantage as such. And you could argue, this is the problem. It's so ambiguous when it comes to that side of the tournament. And I agree with you. It needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
Much like the ticketed tour in the spring season wasn't a breach of the game rules.
Right.
Because it wasn't. But it is something that there is a loophole and it needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
Because you cannot have things like that happening.
Yeah, you can't have things like that.
No, and it's the same with this. You can't have ghost accounts at 100% win rate.
Yeah.
And then you come down to, okay, if you turn around and say you can't have these re-roll accounts with 100% win rate unless they got tier 10s or whatever. What happens when you get to the position whereby a player joins and he's got money and he's good enough? He joins.
Yep.
He plays one battle.
Yep.
After he does his training.
Yep.
In a premium tank, say
Yep.
tier 8 premium.
Yep.
And then all his other battles are in ratings or uprising or whatever. He's going to have a 100% win rate.
Yeah.
And still be able to grind the tanks to get into the tournaments.
Yep.
And that's not manipulation. I mean, because he's playing the game properly.
Yeah. I didn't say these accounts should be banned.
No. I'm not saying the accounts should be banned. But what I'm saying there is, wargaming have to take this into account if they continue with the win rate seeding.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. Yeah,
because I've seen players on 100% win rates
that they play a lot of ratings.
Who've only played one battle and played all the rest of their battles in ratings or the other game modes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you're having a win rate based seeding,
then
you've got to be conscious of this.
Yes.
And you've got to consider, well, do we base it? How do we do this?
Yeah.
And maybe what they need to get to is every time they do a tour, spring, summer, autumn, and winter, the team gets a seeding.
True.
So, for example, in the spring series, let's say this summer series. At the end of this summer series, let's say we're talking about Asia and RN stay number 1.
Right.
Then they are seeded first going into the next round.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth.
True.
Why can't they do that? And then if they go on and win the autumn tour, then they become seeded number 1 for Asia. So when the winter tour comes round, doesn't matter what their win rate is.
Right. I think that's a good idea, but also should also take into account the kind of the off-season things happening going on. Maybe they have a lot of roster change. Maybe they have
but this is the argument though. Does the seeding? Is it the player who makes the seeding, or is it the team?
The team.
There you go. So it doesn't matter if they have roster changes. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
I mean,
if you have like that kind of team there, like the RN team, like that winning team, and then just start off with a new clan, and then how are you going to seed that new clan? Is that going to start from 0, or is you going to?
If they start a new clan, then they start at the bottom, just like anybody else would. And this is how if you're talking about this is how professional football works. Professional football works in the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, if all the top players decided to leave Barcelona next week and start a new team, they would not be seeded number 1, 2, or 3. They'd be seeded bottom.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Until they won something. That's how it should be, I would have thought. And what we've got is a system that, not being funny, I mean, Wargaming run a good tour, but not being funny, they need to reconsider and update it now.
Right. Yeah,
it's outdated.
Yeah, it's outdated.
The system they use is outdated. It served its purpose, but the tournament clan war scene has moved on a lot since then.
True.
May I put my word in?
Yeah.
Of course.
I was listening to you for a long time, really. And what I have understood, please correct me if I'm wrong, it's that the problem is not really in the seeding system which exists, but the problem is that it is unavailable at the moment. It is just not working correctly. It is just abused by the players who want to get anything they can.
Yeah.
And they cannot. And if I understood correctly, Fugit, you're speaking about the league right? The league seeding, not like for the one tournament.
Yeah, basically.
And the thing is that I agree with you. The leagues, if you add the league, which will not be, not like 2 big tournaments per year, but the league which consists of playing for, I don't know, 4 months, then 2 months break, then 4 months, and maybe the summer break, and some small tournaments, and etc.
Right.
Yeah. That's basically.
There's one thing that I would like to stay objective as much as possible, but most probably I cannot. The players which are playing will find a way to abuse anything.
Oh, of course.
Do you think about it or not?
No, absolutely. Of course they do. Everybody does.
From my point of view, what wargaming need to do at first is just exclude the teams which are abusing the system. Not casually playing, but abusing. And once they'll do this, believe me, the system will start to work just because everyone will be scared to abuse it.
Yeah.
Well, they sort of did that with the summer tour. And a lot of players got banned. But was it enough? To be fair?
It was not enough. 14 days ban for you abusing the system and show everything that wargaming, literally they're weak. 14. Believe me, if I want to prove that wargaming system is not workable and it's unvaluable and it's basically a thing which is useless, I would like to go and do the same. I can stay in the 14 days ban and just type a message to the bot which answers me in customer service. Please, I'm so sorry. Please don't ban me. And so I'm getting the 14 days ban.
Just out of interest, I would have been okay with 14 days ban for the player, with a tournament ban for the clan. Simple.
Yep, that's also one of the points which can arise, that you just go and say that this clan will not participate in the tournaments for 1 year. And so players can still play. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Go play your reached battles and ratings and etc. But you'll not be playing the tournament.
Yeah.
And once they'll come down and cry that please allow us to play, we are good now, we will not do this, you just ban them.
Yeah.
Really, what I don't understand. Okay, I understand why wargaming is not doing this, because money is still the money.
Yeah, but then if you don't fix that win rate seeding, you will also kill the CWC just because.
First of all, show that you are strong and you are not weak and you will not 14 days ban should be enough. We want to show to our players that we like doing something, but you're showing us the only thing. Everyone can do whatever he wants and then just go to cry to the customer service for reducing his permanent ban to the 14 days ban. That's what you showed us.
Yeah. And
everyone can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Whatever, even playing rich tournaments, For me, to play a battle in a tournament with a big prize fund, even once allows me, as the one who holds the tournament, to ban the team, the players, whatever I want to, permanently. Right. It's like the most...
Well, that's what they did it first. They perma-banned them first.
No, they didn't.
No, they did. I saw some of the messages. Wargaming perma-banned first, and then they appealed it, but it got down to 14 days.
It is.
Well, they permanently banned the half of the list, and then just a small letter, and yeah, they reduced the ban to the 14 days.
Yeah.
I don't know why Wargaming are doing nothing, and for me, the only reason which I can see is just like they're really understand that the professional scene is just literally dying, and they want to get rid of it, so it will kill itself.
Also, like,
So yeah. So.
No, I mean also the seeding. If the win rate seeding is abused to the point that random seeding would do as good, then just remove the win rate seeding. Because the seeding is there in the first place to such that like the big clans would not face one another at an earlier stage, and then for streamers and for coverage, it will get exciting as the stage goes on.
Well, I have something to say about it, but later on, without stream on, I guess. And what I would have done, just if you have the team, also, I don't know if you know it or not, the win rate is calculated only for the 7 players in the team, the first 7. The other 3 are not valued at all. They're not calculated. So what I can do, and we were laughing on this with my guys before, now we're not laughing, we're crying, is that you can make the free accounts 100% win rate, put them top 3, and then just to play a team at 7. And that's all.
Right.
You have free accounts of 100%.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So what is the point? And what I can see now is like everyone is trying to abuse this.
That's not good to see.
Yep. And what is also the problem is like, okay, let's imagine that one team makes this, 3 out of 10 players 100%.
Yeah.
They proceed with a high win rate seeding throughout the qualifiers, make their top 8, and then they're allowed by the Wargaming to change their roster.
Yeah.
So you can just play with free accounts during the qualifiers and then just change your roster whatever you want to remove those 100%, put your real players, and you have the full 10 person team.
Yeah.
And the Wargaming is allowing this.
Yeah, that's not a want to see, because for the coverage and for the audience, it's going to be much less exciting. If the team there with using that 100% account is not as good as some of the clans outside of top 8.
Yeah, this is also the point. You can make 8 of the teams like that.
Yeah.
And then for those, let me calculate it, 8 on the free. For those 24 accounts, you'll put the players from the other clans, which are highly skilled, but not from the team which abuses the system. Yeah. So you'll have 24 more players to play in the top 8 and receive their rewards, which are not deserved by them.
Yeah, and that I think Wargaming can't just say that we're going to impose that ban after this autumn season. They can't. They really can't. They need to do it as soon as possible.
Of course they need, but they won't do this because
Right.
There are points because.
But I'm really sad to say because it's it's just not good for the clan wars at all, and I'm just starting up.
It destroys the tournament's idea.
Yeah.
Totally.
Literally.
Literally.
And then Wargaming says, "Oh, the pro scene is dying." Everyone says, "Oh, the pro scene is dying." The pro season is dying because everyone is going to abuse the system,
Yeah.
which is made to make the tournament seeding, and then everyone will start to cry. Oh, really? Why don't you then go to Wargaming and start to blame them so they will start thinking and working on the problem? No, you'll be the one of the abusers, of course.
Wow.
Well,
They do need to do something. Seriously, I mean, they need to relook at it. If they want to, and I really think they should, because I think they've got the opportunity to. If they really want to make a professional series and really plug it and get the game out there, they need to revisit the rules and the way it's all formulated.
yeah. One thing for sure, it cannot happen after the off season.
Of course.
Absolutely.
You will not allow to okay, if the Fugits used as an example the football, I will use it as well. You will not let the Barcelona to abuse the system any way they want, win the league, and then ban them. You will not do it.
Correct. No.
You will ban them instantly.
Yeah, and I mean, it's even worse than the ticket problem back in spring season, because it's going to affect every previous skill tournament. And it's the previous skill tournament, you put it 8 days. The reason for you is you put it in 8 days just because you want a lot of game day and match days to decide the top 8, basically. And now if you don't do it immediately, it's just going to waste all these days and for nothing. All the days and for nothing.
For me, the old tournament qualifiers were much better than what we have now. When you had like one weekend, one qualifiers, and one top 64 brackets, from where you get 8 the teams which places themselves the first. For me, it was much better because it was random. And I can understand that it was blamed by many guys because their random seeding was as not lucky as the ones who proceeded to the top 8. But it's still better than something which you can like mathematically analyze and abuse it in your own favor.
But I think 2020 was also win rate seeding. Like the entire thing is also win rate seeding.
But one of the things I've never understood is why did they get rid of the bronze and silver series? I mean, they were quite good for doing this sort of stuff.
They were good, yeah. And the reason was why it was removed, that it's just because nobody really played the gold series. Because it was mainly for the credits farming, and it was much, much better in the silver series because the prices were almost the same. And, 100 gold for you hard working against the top teams, why do you even need this?
True.
So, like, for me, it was like the point why they have removed the gold series and the silver ones.
Wow, food for thought. I'm going to go now because I need food.
Great, I'll catch you soon.
We're on eight tonight, Jack. So
right.
Souls?
I will be following Souls, and then I don't know about every game is taken. Because
I have no idea. I'm with N8 and first, and then don't know who I'm going to be with after that. So
okay, I'm going to show you. You're going to be mostly after M8 and then Souls, and then M8 and row 1, and then SYS, and probably two of the teams, I mean, either SYS or maybe M8. I think M8 is going through, and then the winner of that will face EG probably, and then you're going to beat up Peter.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
but
so
we'll see.
You're not
I'm
really...
going to have a quiet stream. It'll be nice.
Yeah. Great, I'll see you as well then.
Right. Okay then.
Right, I'll catch you all later again, guys. It's been great talking to you, and
No
I'll catch you
problem.
all soon.
Catch you
All right,
also.
guys. All right.
Bye.
Bon appetit, Fugit.
You too. Thanks, mate. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye. And I'm going to end my stream here. So thanks all for watching. And definitely everything will be fine for you, but definitely in around 3 hours or so. So catch you all next time. And I'll just try to kind of. Oh god, the leaderboard here is not changing. I'm going to turn off the audio as well. Right. Slop's being very slow.